This might not stay here long. Oh man, we are live. Hey, we live, baby, we live. Silk Talk Podcast episode 3. Yo, this is a very special episode, Divinity. As every episode is. Every episode is a very special episode. First and foremost, as usual, thank you to everyone watching right now. Thank you to everyone who's constantly supporting the journey. It's been a beautiful journey. Every podcast, I feel like I learned something new about myself, about each other. And, I feel like it's like sharpening the blade. And every podcast, I'm pulling the bow back and I'm letting it go every time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So today we have a very, very special guest. Very special guest. Very beautiful guest. A very amazing person. A very kind soul. Me and this special guest met initially on the internet.
First time meeting IRL.
First time ever meeting IRL.
Wow. Yeah.
Like goals. That's a lit first way to meet, right? When I think of Marilyn, I think of, I already said the name, but it's all good. I'm gonna keep going. When I think of Marilyn, I think of just your big heart. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have a really big heart. I feel like your energy is so pure, and I feel like you bring so much love into the world, into the people that know you, and through following you and supporting you over these years, you really have a true supporter and a true fan in me. I'm a big supporter of everything that you got going on. I think you're so unique. And let's welcome Marilyn Rondon to the podcast. Silk Talk Podcast episode 3.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It's such a sweet thing to say. It's interesting because I feel like my internal world is so different from reality, and I've had that conversation multiple times with my therapist where she's like, yo, what's going on in there is so far removed from the way that people perceive you. Because in my head, I don't know, I don't see myself like that. So that's really sweet to hear. Thank you.
Sometimes it takes conversing with other people and getting different perspectives to see different things about ourselves that sometimes we don't even notice ourselves.
Well, I feel like with social media too, it's just so hard to even know what a person is like until you meet with them in person, And I've had some very real conversations with so many strangers online, and then the next day I'm I don't even know that person's name,
Very.
But yeah, it's just really hard to fully show who we are as people because we're so multidimensional that you can't really put someone in a box. And
there's so much to us.
With the way that it's gone and it's going, it just I'm more and more and more not wanting to be involved with social media because it's
a lot of people are feeling that way nowadays, backing away from social media, which I think is great.
Oh, I think it's super important. And I had taken a break right before I had my son, and I haven't taken a break since. And I'm like, man, maybe I need to just delete the app for a minute.
Do you feel like you do good at balancing it? Because you're very
no.
true. No, I feel like you're very true to yourself.
Oh my God, I'm on my phone so much. It's embarrassing. But yeah, no, I feel like I could definitely take a step back from.
Yeah.
I gotta put my phone on Do Not Disturb. One of my besties is texting me and he lives in New York. He's probably trolling me right now.
How do you feel like you recognize, to the average person or the average social media consumer, how do you feel what are ways that they can recognize, hey, you know what, I think I should take a step back from this?
How do you know?
How do you know?
For me, it's so sad, and I hate saying it out loud, but it's my kid will want something, and I'm on my fucking phone, and then I'm wait a second, he's asking me for something, what am I doing? It's just mindless, it's just it's just a habit. It's compulsive. It's not even I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just doing it because I'm used to doing it. And I think that is the biggest thing. Sometimes he'll have to repeat himself, and I'm little kid shouldn't have to be repeating because I'm like mindlessly scrolling. Or sometimes like I'm obviously like doing things that are important and communicating with his dad, or I have this app where I track like everything that he does since the day he was born.
Really?
Yeah. So, like the last time he had a diaper, like what he ate, when he took his last nap, just because it helps with like all of the developmental stuff. So sometimes I'm like putting in like, you just had a poopy diaper, or like you had a temperature of 102, you know? But he doesn't know that. He just sees me as like, this is more important than him.
Aww.
And like that is when like stuff like that happens, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, get off of like
it might be the time.
Yeah.
Stuff. There's like a thing now. It's like in current events, like the iPad kid. That's like the thing.
He's an iPad kid, and like I'm not like anti like the iPod parent or the TV parent. Like they're all tools, you know. And like sometimes like I have things that I absolutely need to do that are imperative, like a bowel movement, and he will literally not let me. And sometimes I'm like, all right, here's the iPad, so I can like go do that, or like do a load of laundry, or do dishes, like clean up vomit, like things like that, where it's okay if he plays with it for a little bit. His new favorite thing is watering the garden. Aww. So that's like another thing I could do. It's like if I have to do 10 minutes of dishes, I just like turn on the hose like as light as possible. And I'm like, go water the garden.
Oh, that is so cute. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, there's just like different tools, and like there's no judgment, you know, to how people parent. It's like you figure it out a day at a time. Like there's like not really like a handbook,
a blueprint, or like a broom book.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah,
it's okay to be an iPad kid once in a while.
Yeah, and like if you like ever see like families with their kids like on the phone or on the iPad, like those parents are just trying to eat. Like at like restaurants, like oh my god, I never even thought of it like sometimes that. Sometimes I'm just like, bro, like this kid is being crazy, throwing forks, spilling shit, like just being chaotic, and like I need to have like him be like, hey, watch Mickey Mouse for like the next 20 minutes so I can peacefully eat this meal. Damn. You know, so like maybe next time you're at a restaurant and you see that, like just know that those parents like just want to eat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They just need that peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet to like relax.
Just like just 10 minutes of it, because like God, man, especially toddlers, they're like they are really shitty people.
Let's ask, terrible twos, is that a thing?
Oh my god, it started early with him, and it's not even necessarily terrible twos. They're just like learning the way the world works. They're pushing boundaries, they're testing limits, and like if you have a child that's not easy, that's like a good thing. It means that they're like pushing boundaries. They want to know like how far can they go, and like it's considered like it's like a positive thing, because like he will eventually be more independent and like not like take to authority like right away and like push limits. So
stick up for himself.
Yeah. And I've been super practicing like consent with him. Like at first it was so hard for me, because I'd be like, I just want to give you a million kisses and I want to squeeze, and he smells so good and he's so yummy, but sometimes he doesn't want that, and he'll be like, Mama, no. And then it took like a couple of times where like I was realizing that I wasn't listening to him, and I'm like, he's telling me no, he's making a boundary with me, you know what I mean? And so I like tried to like really like I tried to
sorry,
to respect
ask your kids for consent too as a parent.
Love that. It's important. He's his own person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that, because actually Jada Smith actually showed, like I listened to Red Table Talk and she talked about this, like I don't own my kid. So like my kid is just like they just learn from me, and like I don't own them, and I love that. That's like that type of mindset. Like I don't own my child.
And I think like at least my generation, I'm a millennial. Like I was raised completely differently. Like if you're around a family member, you have to hug them. You have to say hi. If you don't say hi, you're rude. You're mean.
Yeah.
It's like Ghost. I'm like, hey, say hi. He doesn't want to say hi. I'm like, sorry. He doesn't want to say hi. You know what I mean? Like, what you mean you don't want to say hi? Or sometimes he'll just be like, I'm busy, and I'm like, oh, sorry, he's busy, and then they'll laugh at that, you know. But it's like he doesn't want to fucking say hi. Like he's not interested.
I love that.
And it's not like a personal thing. It's like he's in his own little world, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm the same way. I grew up in a very strict religious household with
what religion?
Oh, so many, but the strictest one. We transitioned to a lot of religions. Well, not a lot of religions. It was mainly Catholicism and Christianity. But then when I moved to my hometown of Fall River, shout out to 508.
Little Fall River.
My dad had met someone who studied with Jehovah's Witnesses. So I was a Jehovah's Witness kid for a while, and that was very...
Marilyn's face.
Yeah.
That shit was intense.
Yeah, it
you
was
feel
intense.
me?
Man, no birthdays, no holidays.
No, nothing.
Man, F that.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Hell no.
Hell to the no.
didn't wanna
So
get
I can
tattoos,
understand in
nothing.
terms of like where you're saying like, you know, if you don't say hi, that's rude, or you know, someone's over and you don't converse with them, it's rude. Like I grew up in all that shit.
Yeah.
So I
It's
feel
just
you on
such
that.
backwards thinking. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Why do I
I
have to
love
talk
this
to this
mindset.
person?
I love like this
Yeah.
thought, like because it's true. Like we don't have to force it.
And we have like the ability to like change the next generation. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna raise my kid into like having to do all of the things that I didn't want to do when I was a kid because it was uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah.
And he like hugs people on his own, and he high fives people on his own, and he like he has his own relationships with my friends too, and it's really cute because like today we were at the beach and my friend Tommy and him like had their whole moment where they were like playing together, and I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. Like he is choosing like, this is the one of the friends that I want to play with, and they would like run around and do their thing. It's
The
really
psychology
cute.
behind like having a kid must be so cool. Like seeing them grow.
It's trippy,
Yeah.
man.
Like
it
this came
is.
out of you like a portal. Like you're a portal.
I
Portal,
still
a
have
walking portal.
moments where like he loves to sit on mama. Like this is like his seat. Like this is his favorite place on earth. And he'll like be sitting here and I'll just be holding him and I'm like, he is here and he has a brain and he has a heart and everything works and there's blood flowing through his body and he has his own thoughts and like this is like a little person and I helped
Could you
create
screen
this.
like that?
And it's crazy.
Could you bring it down so I can see the
It like it blows my mind.
I think it's
Like-
absolutely beautiful. Like
up a little more.
we had a thought. We had like another podcast with another mom too, and she was saying that like she loved that having a child. Like, and we talked about how it's normal in society. Like when you have a kid, it's normalized to like have a hard time with a child or have postpartum depression or
I had that.
yeah. But it's not talked about to be happy too. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just everything that you feel on 100 at all times. Like it's. I had postpartum depression. I got on antidepressants at 7 months postpartum because I could only take care of him. Like I couldn't take care of myself. Like I couldn't shower. I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't get out of bed. Like all I could do is like breastfeed him, change his diapers, like just play with it. Like I could only take care of him. And I had been on antidepressants before. And so I knew what worked for me. And I'm telling you, it was like night and day. I talked to my doctor. They put me on that shit. And like the next day, I was like, I had so much more energy. I could do
Really?
everything. I was like, I feel like my brain is turned on.
Wow.
Like it was great. And I got off of it like around August. My intention was always short term because I was like, this is a tool. Like I can use this, you
What a
know, like
cool,
I'm not
thought process.
being able to like care for myself and this person. So like I need to do what has worked for me in the past. And having had already a positive experience with that pharmaceutical, I was on Wellbutrin. Yeah, it was a game changer. And then I also know that like consistent exercise is like a natural antidepressant. So once I had enough energy and like once my boobs like shrunk back down to like a normal acceptable size, like those things were crazy. They were the elephant in the room. Like I'm not even joking, my boobs
I don't
were
mean
out
to laugh,
to
but
here.
that's so funny.
No, it was psychotic. Like everyone that knows me was just like, what was that? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. It was crazy.
How long do they take to deflate?
It took like, I mean, they're still not as small as they used to be, but it took like till I stopped pumping. So over a year, 13 months. So I had just the craziest back pain. Girl, I just have to show you these pictures. Like, it's so messed up. Like, these titties were like anime boobs. Like I just like could not understand how my body was able to do that. But because of that, like just my like the hormones and everything, like I wasn't having consistent exercise. And then once like the antidepressants started to work, I started working out again. I got into like a consistent routine of like 5 to 6 days a week at the gym. I was like, okay, I think I can start tapering off my antidepressants. And now here we are, April. I got off them in August, and I don't feel like I need them anymore.
That's beautiful. I love that for
I
you.
just really like that because I feel like what I'm around and what I hear is always so negative. Like, don't
there shouldn't be judgment. Like,
I absolutely love that, Marilyn. You're really switching my mind up on things because, like, I like that you said it was a tool. I like that you said that you got off and your intention
and like
was.
you can be like the whole holistic, like woo woo route of things, or you could do like a little bit of both. You know what I mean? You could be like woo woo, but also be like, yo, I need to be on some medication right now because something ain't right. You know what I mean? And you could still meditate and you can still do all the other shit. But like those things exist, everything in moderation. You know what I mean? I'm not like the type of person that doesn't eat processed food because it's not healthy. Like I eat whatever because it tastes good, but I try to stay on like a healthier, you know, way of eating. But hold on, let me find these titties for you.
Whoa.
I don't even have like a pad or anything on
Nothing,
that.
that's
Like,
just straight.
Do you want to show the camera? Do you feel if you want to? You don't have to show the camera.
I mean, this shit was on Instagram.
That's up
Like,
to you.
look at this. Where's the camera?
Right there. I'll
Like,
zoom in.
I
I'll make it a
don't
reel.
think you could- Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, same body. Same body. Like, they were like double Fs, like huge.
Did it hurt? Like, back
Hell
pain?
yeah.
Yeah,
My
your
back was
back,
like
right?
like the worst pain. I couldn't walk. Like, it was really bad. And I'm like naturally athletic person, so that was also like what was like a factor in my postpartum depression. I was like, I don't know this body. I'm in pain all the time. And yeah. Anyway, I went on a long tangent.
No, it's okay.
We're here for it. We're in the tangent zone right now.
Back to the new thought process of like taking things with moderation and like knowing yourself so
Well,
good to be aware of the
It has
aware.
taken many years to gain
Yeah.
such wisdom. I'm 36 years young, but I am a person that's in recovery. So I'm in a recovery program. I have an addictive personality, so I have had a history of drug and alcohol abuse. And because of those things, I've been able to like, and from abstinence from it and following a program and like working with a therapist and all of that, like I've been able to find better ways to like cope with life, you know? And like, I try not to be a type of person that has limiting beliefs, because I think like what we say about ourselves can be very limiting. But like, I think it's a fact that yes, I have an addictive personality. Anything that I love, I do in excess. And like drugs and alcohol, definitely those things that I loved and did in excess. Like in May, it'll be 10 years since the last time I had an alcoholic beverage.
I love that for you.
Because I had to, thank you. I was involuntary psych ward because of like a drug and alcohol induced psychosis several times when I lived in New York in 2013. And
For people who don't know what that is exactly, drug-induced psychosis. So what is that
like you
exactly?
literally lose your mind,
From
from using and drinking too much.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was trying to, what is it that they call it on TikTok? Because you can't
TikTok
say
people, help
suicide
us.
on TikTok. Like, it's like, God, I feel so old when I can't remember things.
That's all good. I'll be
I'm
the
trying to
same
think
way.
too.
Not terminate yourself, but along the lines of that. Unalive myself.
Unalive. Yes.
So yeah, there was a lot
Yeah.
of trying to unalive myself because I was in a big cloud of insanity.
Wow. Like if you don't mind me asking, like what was a situation or a time where you're like, okay, I need to like be done with this alcohol, drinking, smoking, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what was the factor
I
that
actually was
was
just talking to my friends about this because I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm coming up on 10 years since the last time I've had alcohol. But so in that first involuntary psychiatric hold, I was so fucked up. Like I was like 80 something pounds soaking wet. Like I looked like the little girl from The Ring, and I'm not even joking. Like I saw my reflection at one point, and like my hair was like really dark, and I was wearing like the hospital gown and all white, and I was like, yo, I look like the little girl from The Ring. It was scary.
Wow.
It was fucking scary. And the night that I got out, I DJ'd with a a DJ whose name was DJ Sober, and like I never DJ'd with him before, and I think he still lives in Texas.
Wow, that's cool.
But I was like, yo, like, are you like seriously sober? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I just like got out of the psych ward and they told me that I have an alcohol problem. And he was like, what? And I was like, I know we just met, but like maybe it's a sign, maybe I need to get sober. And he was like, I wouldn't live any other way. And so that day forward, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop like doing Molly, I'm going to stop doing cocaine, I'm going to stop doing the party drugs, I'm going to stop drinking and see how I feel. Because if I met this person the day that I got out of the psych ward,
definitely a sign,
at like a DJ gig, and like several doctors have told me like, hey, you have an alcohol problem. Mind you, I was also a bartender in New York, and like everyone that bartends drinks way more than they should, you know?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, I don't think I really have a drinking problem. So I'm just going to stop to see what it's like. And I haven't picked up a drink since.
Hey, congratulations.
Love that for
Thank
you.
you. But I still smoked a lot of weed. And then I quit smoking weed in the end of 2017. I turned 30 that year, and all year I was like, and I was doing like ayahuasca that year, and acid and mushrooms.
We're gonna have them stories.
Yeah, it was like my psychedelic year, and I was like, I'm just gonna try everything that I haven't tried, and like I'm gonna try to get sober by the end of the year. I'm gonna try. And yeah, my sober birthday is December 6, 2017.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
A couple days before that, I had done a ton of acid with a friend. And I don't really like to talk about this, but it was like a couple weeks after Lil Peep had died. And I was friends with him. And as soon as he died, like it really fucked me up. Like I had just moved out here. And like a couple months before that, I had had a dream of him dying in a tour bus.
No way.
And I tried to like have a conversation with him about it, but like I just couldn't do it. But I had this dream that he was like in a pool of blood, and I found him in a pool of blood. And so when I found out, like that shit just like fucked me up, because I'd also done this. I was on a mushroom trip with him where like he appeared to me as the Grim Reaper, like he appeared to me as death. So I just was like, I like went off the deep end, and I was like, this is like the biggest sign of my life that I need to just stop all and every drug, you know, like every single anything that's like mind altering, like. And it's so interesting that like this is 420.
Yeah,
wow.
I was the biggest
Happy
fucking
420.
stoner that you have ever met, and I started smoking weed when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Like I was annoying. Like that video that you guys used of me with the balloon, that was a live from Instagram from 2017. I was so high, and I would wake up in the morning and I was like, I'm gonna go live and like roll a blunt and like dance on Instagram and be a fucking buffoon. Yeah,
That video,
loves that video
I
too, but I
love
do
that
too.
no,
video.
it's a great video
because it's deep
iconic.
as fuck.
No,
Like it's some
I
real
know,
shit,
and it's
like
so silly because
real life.
it's so silly, but yeah, like
Like, if
that's
you
a
listen to what
version
you say,
of me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But my goal that entire year was like, and I started the year sober. And it's funny because on my birthday, I had like gotten like an email like, oh, we want you to do like a commercial for this non-disclosure artist, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how much is this going to pay? And then I got the rate, and I was like, all right, tight, I'll do it. And I was like, this is a sign. I'm going to get sober. I'm starting to get like really good jobs, you know? And then as soon as I got home, I had gotten like this package from this weed company, like weed pens, and like after 2 weeks of not smoking, like back on the weed pens, and then it was like the mushrooms, and then Adderall. Like, oh my God, I had an art show that year, and like I have such a problem with Adderall. Like it was crazy. I would like smoke weed and I'd get too high, and I was like, oh my God, I have to work on this painting for the next 12 hours. So then I'd pop a couple Adderall, and then I'd be like shaking, and I'm like, oh, I need to come down, I need to smoke more weed. Like I just could not I couldn't manage my life. Like it got
like too much.
really crazy. Yeah. So on the acid trip, like a couple days before my sober birthday, I was trying to talk to God, if you must. And I had when I did ayahuasca. So I was like, I could definitely like.
People say they do talk to God.
I was like, I could definitely reach that level. Like if I do enough, like if the right concoction of weed and acid, and maybe if I try a little bit of mushroom, you know, I was like just trying to like make like my own, like, you know, and I was like, I gotta do it. And I was laying on my friend's couch downtown, and I was like looking, there was like, the sun was starting to come up, and it's like blinds where there's like lines on the ceiling, and like the lines are like, yo, like talking to me, and I was like, what? And I was like, you know what to do, like stop.
What was this off of?
Wow. The
acid.
concoction.
Oh, okay.
The acid, weed,
everything.
mushroom
intense.
concoction, lots of cigarettes too. Yeah, and it was like you already know the answer, because a couple years prior to that too, like the only other time I'd ever been like fully sober for a period of time was after I did it's called Vipassana. It's a 10-day silent meditation retreat. And in order to do it, one of the requirements is like absolutely like no drugs. Like you have to be like clear-headed before you go. And so I was like, all right, bet. Like I don't have to smoke weed. Like I really want to do this. Like I want to experience like sitting in silence for 10 days. Like when else am I going to have the opportunity to do this, you know? And that was also like incredibly psychedelic. Like,
What was it like?
Silence for 10 days.
Silence
so you
for
can't
10
talk
days.
for 10
Where
days?
was it?
I did it in Georgia, but they do them all over the world. But in the U.S., there's one in Joshua Tree, and they're always sending me emails, and I'm like, I can't get away from my family for 10 days. You're like, stop emailing me. It sounds tempting, but I can't.
So how did you feel with this 10-day silent retreat? You said it was a 10-day silent retreat?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel with this 10-day silent retreat going in versus coming out?
Going in was
take away?
like very. So this was in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like end of 2016, or was it 2015? One of those 2 years. It was end of 2015. I was 28 years old, and I was living alone on South Beach. I was living my best life, honestly. Like that was my peak year. I always like when I look at photos of like the best shape I've ever been in, I was like, oh my God, that was like my year. 28 was my year. But I went in very curious, and I had been doing a ton of boxing. And right before I went in, I got asked to like compete in my first boxing competition. And so I was like, oh, this will be great because it'll help with my mindset. So I don't know. I was just like very young and eager and like excited to try something that, you know, no one in my life had done yet. So I went into it with the intention to understand where my fear of lizards comes from.
Fear of lizards. That's so interesting.
That got me so off guard.
You said, what I'm going to get out of this?
So I have an irrational
lizards.
fear of lizards. I've had it my whole life. Like it's like it's uncontrollable. It's like something in my nervous system goes off if I see them. It's like ugh. Like it's scary. Like it's like almost like an animal. Like my lizard brain goes off if I see a lizard. Like they just like ugh. Like they freak me out. And they're everywhere in Florida.
Yeah.
They're absolutely everywhere.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like I gotta understand where this fear comes from. Maybe if I meditate for 10 days, like I'll get something. You know what I mean? I didn't figure it out. But that was kind of like, I was like, that maybe it'll do
So no
something.
one talks
but
to each other in this retreat? Like you don't speak to each other?
No.
Well, you just are silent.
And it's crazy because like it's such a like intense schedule. So the first alarm to start meditating goes off at 4 a.m.
Wow.
The first meditation of the day starts at 4:30.
Wow.
You sit in a room and you meditate for 2 hours. Breakfast is served at 6:30. You get like breakfast and then you get a little break. And then the next meditation is from like 8 to 10. And then there's like a solo meditation that you can do from like 10 to 11. And then like lunch is served at 11:30. You go back and you meditate at like 1. And then from 1 to like 3. And then you get tea. I mean, this is like as best as I can remember. You can find what the actual schedule looks like on like a Vipassana website. But
Wow.
yeah, you basically are meditating from like 4 a.m. to like 9:30 p.m. And you're doing it in a group,
So
and then you're also
cool.
doing it alone. And then the men and women are segregated, so there'll be like 30 men on one side of the room and 30 women on the other side of the room. And there are meditation guides, and you can speak to them if you need to. I did speak to them on the second day because I was having such bad back pain that it was like, one thing that I learned in this meditation practice is that whenever I'm in physical pain or mental pain, like the physical aspect starts to manifest. So I was like so uncomfortable that like I would only have negative thoughts because I was uncomfortable. So they were like, oh, you should just sit in the back of the room and like have the wall to your back, and that'll help with your spine. And like then that completely changed my experience. I was like, oh my God, like I can actually meditate now.
Wow.
And so the first 3 days, all you're doing is like, they just tell you like, feel the sensations of the air coming in and out of your nose. So you're literally just like feeling like, can I feel my nose hairs? Like,
Wow.
You're just concentrating on that. And then on the third day, they're like, now you learn about Vipassana, which means the art of living. And the first meditation is 2 hours long. You don't move. Wow. And so I remember just sitting there like this. And when I tell you it was the most psychedelic thing, like I literally still vividly see it. Like everything was black. And then I just saw my heart beating in front of me and like all of like my veins and like blood flowing. And it was like crazy. Like it was like the most insane visual. I could seriously see my body working with my eyes. Like it was gnarly.
Yeah,
like
that's so gnarly.
And it's like the most natural high. Like no nothing. Like it's just off of like no human contact and like just going inward and like the art of living. Like you're learning how it all works. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Wow. I want to do something.
I remembered one lady.
I'm down to do a retreat.
One lady left on the 8th day, and I was just like, "Why would you leave on the 8th day?" Like,
you only had two more.
Was it too much for her?
I don't know. I called her Kim Kardashian because she had like the BBL body.
Yeah,
she was like the BBL baddie with like the long hair, and I was like, I can't believe Kim Kardashian left. I was just like heartbroken. I was like, why did she leave?
Even when it was free time, you guys didn't talk?
No.
Oh wow. That's
yeah,
so
you
cool.
sit next to people and like you just like you want to talk. You can like talk with like eye language and body language, and I was the only, like most people were like older ladies, you know, and I was probably like one of the youngest, and I was the only person like covered in tattoos. And it was so funny. On the 10th day, you can finally break silence and you meet all the people that you've been sitting in silence with. And they had the funniest stories. They're like, oh my God, what do your knuckles mean? And I was like, oh, like, you know, 1930 was my dad's birth year. 1957 was my mom's birth year. And then I have root beer, which was stupid. I got it tattooed when I was 19. And they're like, we made up, like one lady was like, I made up the story that like your family had like a root beer company. All these things. And I was like, yo, it's so trippy. Like, because I wasn't thinking about anyone. Like, I was just like literally like going like reliving trauma and like trying to like cope with that, you know.
Wow.
Like so yeah,
crazy,
that
different type
highly recommend Vipassana. Do it before your parents. Yeah.
Okay.
Vipassana.
Vipassana.
Yeah.
Do that, man.
Yeah.
The art of
10 days
living.
without talking.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when you were saying that, I just in my head, my mind, I'm just like, I need to do this.
You know what's the most beautiful thing too is like when you finally break silence, you can feel people's vibrations of their voice coming to you.
Wow.
And then laughter is like so euphoric when you laugh for the first time after 10 days that you're like, I laughed and then I started crying right away. I was like, oh my God, that feels so good. This is crazy. Life is beautiful. Like you just like have such a new profound appreciation for like everything, you know. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that so much. I love that you were like the Tech 2 baddie and they were like
making their own stories up.
One of the rules was like you can't exercise, and I was like, man, I can't exercise for 10 days. Like I got this fight coming up, and I would like when no one was around, this was considered cheating. I was like doing push-ups in my room, and I was like, fuck, like I need to get the pump. I need to get the pump.
I need the pump, man.
Yeah, it was
because
funny.
like just sitting like for like 10 days. And just,
you can't like run, you can't do anything. You can go on little walks, but there was also frogs everywhere, and I'm scared of frogs. And I was like, I'm not leaving the room. Like, I would just like stay in there. And I saw a couple toads, and I was like, oh, so spooked.
Maybe something in your past life with like reptilian race came
I think
and, like,
so. I've thought
contact you, and you were like have like something with them. They did some shit to you in your past life.
I know. I was like, maybe I got eaten by like a alligator or something.
Shout out Honeymoon on the live.
Shout out
everybody watching right now on the live. You watching the live right now. You tapped in. Comment something.
Can I have some water?
For sure. You can have whatever you like.
I feel like I can't shut up now. I was like, what am I going to talk about?
Korean water. I would love to talk about some of
Marilyn,
stats, like,
Marilyn was like, before we did the live, Marilyn like, damn, she's like, so what are we going to talk about? And like in the elevator, she's like, what are we going to talk about? And she's like, you got plenty to talk about.
Oh my God, no, it's
you
so
got plenty.
I don't really think about my life that often because I'm in mom mode all the time. And I was telling Spencer, my husband, I was like, bro, like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk to these people about. I'm having imposter syndrome. Like, I'm just I'm just a mom. Like, I'm not important. Like, I haven't made anything relevant in a long time.
You're relevant
and,
by
like,
just
Welcome
being
back
yourself.
to reality.
thanks. I just feel like hella irrelevant because, like, I don't know. Like, I'm the older generation of social media. You know what I mean?
So why do you
I
feel
feel
irrelevant?
Because I haven't put anything out in the world in a long time, because I just haven't felt like. The other day I saw this meme and I was like, I have never related to something so much. And it said, oh, why did I forget? I think I saved it. But it had to do with like, God
Shout
damn
out
it,
Blue,
Marilyn.
Blue Wisteria. Shout out Daniel. Daniel said we love Marilyn.
Aw.
Yeah.
Blue Wisteria is Glow. I love you, Glow. Where is it? It was basically along the lines of like, I have so many workout videos saved. I am such a dork. It said that like, not being ambitious is a product of healing. And I was like, yo, like I haven't felt ambitious in a long time. And I think it's because like I've
Something
just been,
needs to be healed.
well, no, like I feel like I'm healed enough where like I don't need to be like chasing anything. You know what I mean? Like,
So do you feel like creating and chasing go hand in hand?
oh, hell yeah. For me,
Really?
at least. Because I feel like I'm always trying to prove something to someone. And if that
That's a
someone is just,
Capricorn thing,
it's just
too.
me, like, I don't know. I'm always
Yeah.
like, I feel like, and that will definitely come along with like my tattoos. Like I've always felt like I've had to prove that like I'm tough and like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
different. You know what I mean? And like,
You wanted to prove things to others.
and just to myself too, that like I could do that, or I am worthy enough of recognition from hundreds of thousands of people. And like,
Yeah.
I don't really feel like I need that anymore. Like the older I get, the more private I want to be, you know, and the more I'm like, I don't want to put anything into the world unless it's like, I feel like it's like meaningful.
More you.
And so because of that, I'm not relevant, because I'm not in this machine of like content in everyone's faces. Like I'm just kind of like back here living my own life. And like when something comes to me, then I'll make it. But like, and I was like very like on the grind, like made so much work between 2013 after my psych ward psychosis to 2017 when like I decided to get like fully sober. And like those years were like, I mean, like I was like cranking paintings out, zines out. I published a children's book. I was like in music videos, magazines, like fashion shows. Like I felt like I got like, I proved to myself that like I was someone that was like I don't know, like someone of my time, that like I was like famous in my circle, in my bubble of the world, you know. And like now I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like
it doesn't matter, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, did doing that make you happy? Did it bring you genuine happiness?
You know, this came up in my Vipassana a lot. Was I like realized that a great deal of my suffering comes from my art. And I think
A lot
I'm
of
just
artists
like
say
a
that.
tortured artist. Like I think, yeah, a lot of it, like anytime I've had to like pour hella energy into like a show, and then like I have like this expectation, and then I finally like pour my guts out and show the world like this is what I've been working on, I just get hella depressed afterwards. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna be good enough, like it's never gonna be special enough, like everyone is so much more talented than me. Like it's just mental illness. Like it's just not okay. Like I'm really not okay in there sometimes, you know. And like separating myself from that and like not doing that anymore, like I don't know, like I feel like I have a very peaceful life now.
I also feel, and that's beautiful, and I'm happy that you have a peaceful life, and I think that's amazing. I feel like maybe when it comes to like creating the content and the art, maybe you just need to find a different place to come from when it comes to doing
That,
those
but
things.
also
wanna
like
do that.
nothing has come to me. Like I love the idea of writing another children's book, but I don't have any ideas. And until the idea comes, like
Yeah,
it's
'cause you can't
it's just
force
an ambition, like a nameless ambition. You know what I mean?
And do it if you want to. I feel like social media like puts such a pressure on us.
Well, not just that,
You know what I
capitalism
mean?
does.
Capitalism.
And like artists have like turned to capitalism because we live in this capitalistic machine, and it's like, yeah, sure, I can like pop out merch and like sell stuff to the world and like be relevant, but like I don't want to add to the machine of capitalism because that's literally what's fucking everything up. Like it just doesn't feel authentic to me. It doesn't feel like it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
until
can
it's
see
something
that.
that's absolutely meaningful, like I'm just gonna hang out with my kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
And I'm okay with being irrelevant now. Like it was like a
You're
big
relevant.
battle for
You're
me.
forever relevant, Marilyn.
Yeah.
You're one
And
of
like
them
that's
ones.
also why I haven't put music out, because I'm like, I don't think I can put my soul out into the world.
I think you still
like
can.
that. I just
I
don't.
think it's a perspective
I
thing.
think I might just
feel like
sell
if-
my songs. I might just sell them to another artist, and they can be the face behind. I just don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You
I don't
could
ever want to play shows.
You're
I
so
don't
good at
ever
it.
want to be live in front of like hella people. I'm good in like small groups.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
But
the
I
idea.
can understand how you relate to like in contributing to capitalism, but I feel like you could also curate it in a way that gives back. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't have
just
to.
figuring it out.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
figuring it out.
I think
you
that's
know?
a beautiful way of thinking about it too. Like instead of thinking of it as like giving to capitalism, think of it as like how I can help people with this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
cool
Like,
perspective.
you could take all the funds, you could throw a banging ass show and take all the funds you get from the show and like use it to help a problem or put towards a community. Like, I feel like it's
Help
a lot of it
immigrants
comes in the curation of it. I feel like where the real capitalism, the negative capitalism comes from is like when people make all this money doing all these things and they just keep it for themselves and they don't give back and spread good energy and spread love.
Well, I mean, my other thing with, like, for example, having a brand. I tried to start a brand last year, and then I was like, man, this is not me. I don't want to do this. It's just like waste.
Oh,
It
like
just
in
becomes-
product. Yeah.
yeah,
like what's it called?
Like non-biodegradable.
Not
No,
just that,
yeah,
but like
it's
just
called
like
something. Not fast fashion, but
Yeah, fast fashion.
maybe
no?
it's fast fashion.
Or like at least a part of fast fashion.
I don't know. It just everything feels like you're just adding to the problem. If I figure it out, I'll figure it out, and maybe
Yeah,
one day
definitely
but
will
sometimes
figure it out.
we as human beings we need problems because if we don't have problems, how are we gonna grow?
I don't know. I'm growing, figuring out how to help another human being exist.
True.
Being mom, the
Yeah.
mother.
But if no one had problems, no one would be needed.
I mean,
No one would need help.
I still have problems. Like I
Yeah.
have hella problems.
Oh, for sure.
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
But
It's
I
not
don't know.
like you have to worry about like the social media capitalistic problems as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, which can be daunting. I have to really balance social media with myself. I feel like I try not to be on it as much. I just like to not consume as much. I like to just like post when I want to post or feel like when I want to feel at the time and like.
Oh my god,
go
I
from
could
there.
literally just post memes all day because I'll be like stuck in a wormhole. I'm like, oh, this is so funny. Everyone, check it out. You know, like, and it's stupid and like,
It's like a type of discipline.
oh my
I
god,
feel
gym
like.
talk is like
Talk.
gym TikTok. It's like my whole feed, and it's like so silly.
Maybe because you've been working out hella lately.
Yeah, or like parenting stuff, like where it's like parents acting out toddler scenarios. I'm like, oh my god, this is my life.
so
like this is
funny.
what I'm interested in.
I didn't know you were a boxer. Are you a professional boxer? Or just like, oh, that's cool.
So when I was going through all that crazy stuff in 2013, I was also in a very, very toxic relationship. And I got out of a domestic violence situationship. And after that, I was kind of on my... Did you guys ever watch that J-Lo movie where she was like in a domestic violence thing and then she got like... Is that what it's called?
What's it called?
Yeah, it's called Enough. I watched it like centuries ago, like forever ago, like way before I was even ever in a domestic violence situation. And in the movie, she like empowers herself by like learning self-defense. And so I was actually doing a ton of yoga after painting a mural in my friend's yoga studio. I was doing Bikram yoga, which is like
love
90
Bikram.
minute of hot yoga. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
intense. And I
26
did
and 2.
90 days of hot yoga.
I love that.
And then
90.
after 90 days, I did another 90 days because
You're
that's
intense
just-
like me. I only did 30, but 90, wow.
Yeah, I'm just crazy like that. I'm all or nothing. Like I
Yeah.
really am. And like right now I'm in my nothing era. You know, like before I was like I'm gonna do everything and I'm gonna do it the best. And I know, you know. Right now I'm like I
And now you know, like I know I can do the best.
I literally want to do the
I don't wanna do
least.
it.
amount of anything. Yeah. So anyway, that movie inspired me somehow. And after while I was doing like all this hot yoga, my friend, which was texting me, my buddy that was texting me earlier, he was like living down the street from me, and we had known each other for a while at that point, and our friendship started off as like frenemies. We were coworkers and we didn't really like each other, and then we just became friends. Like he got sober before me. And he like made amends to me and was like, sorry, I was such a bully to you. And I was like, you used to hurt my feelings so much.
That's like the best.
Yeah, we bonded. And so he like started taking boxing down the street from our house. And I was like, I'll try it. And the first time I ever boxed, it was like noodle arms. Like it was... It was, oh my God, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like addicted.
Yeah.
And so I started doing it every other day and like doing that with the hot yoga and then Barry's boot camp. Like I
hear about Barry's boot camp a lot. It's fine.
What is that? What is Barry's boot camp?
I worked there
you did?
for a few months.
Yeah, I can like get it. Like since I work at a yoga studio, I can like do it for like free. It's really, it's like connected to like me working there, and I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, they do exchanges. I was a big fan, and then I worked for the company, and I don't align with the company anymore. But it's a great workout, and I'm friends with a ton of Barry's trainers. But yeah, it was like I was in tip-top shape. I was going to the gym all the time, and the gym that I went to, they had like a yearly. They would do like everyone that goes to the gym will compete against each other, and it was like a fundraiser for these girls to go to college, for these girls from like underprivileged communities to go to college. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do it for like a good cause. Like I'll let someone punch me in the face for a good cause. Why not? Like had literally only been boxing for like 6 months at that point.
And that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, I lost by technicality. I put up a good fight. I had heart. Also, the girl that was fighting against me had like 6 years of training, taller than me, stronger than me.
Wow.
Like she's this beautiful Jamaican woman, and like I made a rookie mistake of like I had struck her in the face. And then I was like, oh, is she okay? And if I hadn't hesitated and like took another swing, I would have knocked her out.
Yeah.
Damn.
I lost because she hit me more than I hit her.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was like, it was because of the Vipassana. I swear to God, I was like, I paused. Why did I pause? Why did I pause?
Next time you get that chance, knock them out.
Yo, but also it was like so good for me because my ego was like really, really crazy at that time. I was like, I can fight any man. Like, I was just like delusional, you know? So losing was like a very good, like
humbling experience.
It was super humbling. And I like, dude, that night, I was like still in fight or flight. Like I was literally sleeping and like
thought you
fighting in my sleep. No, like straight up, like my feet were like pivoting, and I was like, like it was traumatic. It's trauma. Like I let someone hit me in front of all of my friends and family. Like that was so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Took it like a G
you
though.
didn't get knocked out.
I didn't get knocked out.
Where can we watch this? Is the footage out somewhere?
So my friend had been like shooting like this mini documentary. His hard drive crashed. Everything is gone. I am so fucking glad because if that embarrassing ass shit had like ever surfaces, I'm literally gonna unalive myself.
Unalive.
I'm crying.
No, it was very humbling.
Shout out everybody watching the podcast. I hope you're having a good time. Got some viewers right now. Who we got? Let's see. Honeymoon in the comments said love. Vanessa said love you, sis. Okay, shout out everybody. If you're watching right now and you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every subscriber counts, goes a long way. We're trying to grow. That way we can continue to bring amazing guests and give you these amazing stories. I also wanted to announce my store is open now, BKOSEASON.com.
Hey,
BKO Season. I got the socks right here. I designed these myself. I got the red and the black and white and the black and red. I'm a little high right now. Don't mind me. I'll hit that pipe, bro. I took a big ass hit. I was high as hell. You didn't see me meditating, like breathing and shit. I was like, I'm high as fuck. And like you was just talking about drugs and talking about your heart coming out. I felt my heart come out. I'm like, God damn. I was hella quiet. Like, I was mad quiet, but
I feel like
I'm back now.
talking way too much.
It's all good.
No, be yourself.
Yeah. But BKOSeason.com. Go cop yourself some drip. Store is now open.
What's BKO stand for?
BKO stands for Better Knowing Oneself.
Oh, cool.
Because I feel like no matter what you're doing in life, you're getting to know yourself on a deeper level.
Facts.
Even through like a conversation with someone or an experience or whatever it is, it's just revealing more of yourself to yourself. You feel me? So BKOSeason.com, go cop some drip. We out now. Don't you got some specials going on? What you got going on? A little paid advertising right now. What you got
Healing
going?
with Divinity paid to be here now. Healingwithdivinity.com. I have herbal pre-rolls with like Egyptian blue lotus and lavender. If you want to check it out, happy 420 is the code. 20% off your whole order.
Ooh, happy 420. Happy 420, y'all. Honeymoon said.
Even for non-smokers, happy getting to know deeper of yourself without smoking too.
Honeymoon said listening at the gym.
Someone said, my beautiful daughter, love you.
Oh, it's my
Love
mom.
that.
Hi,
That's
Mom.
so cute.
Y'all showing so much love. Please like the live. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
We have
Tell your
some
friends.
questions from a couple of fans too that I want to ask you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a couple of your supporters.
Are you talked about this earlier. You said they asked you, are you planning to make any books, and and what inspired you to make your first book?
Ooh.
What inspired me to make my first book was there were no children's books about tattoos out when I had the idea.
Wow.
Ooh.
And so I made the rookie mistake of I've made a lot of rookie mistakes in my life. I made the rookie mistake of signing with the first publisher. They gave me a deal. I have not really made much money off of my book, but I felt it was so important to make it that I just went with the first person. I was like, I will print this book.
What's your book called?
Why does mommy have tattoos? And it explains
Check that
tattoos
out.
to children.
Why does mommy have tattoos?
Why does mommy have tattoos?
Support Marilyn.
It's been out since 2016.
Ooh.
You can
It's
find
still
it
out,
on
right? People still get it?
Amazon. You can get it at Target also. I saw it
Ooh.
recently.
Why does mommy
Ooh.
have
That's
tattoos?
lit.
Why does mommy have tattoos? Yeah. And it's just a
That
bunch
is
of
so
different
cute.
What's the story
illustrations. I
behind
wrote
it?
it and I illustrated it.
Oh wow, you
I
wrote
should've
You
it.
brought
wrote it and you drew it?
Yeah, I should have brought one with me. I didn't even think
Oh,
of
that would
that.
have been a nice plug-in. It's all
know.
good. We still
this
plugged
is gonna
in.
be a reel.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full ass reel. You
But
good
it's like
for life.
basically like mommy has a mermaid because mermaids taught her how to swim. She has roses because roses are her favorite flowers. She has butterflies because butterflies are pretty. And in the end, it's just like, throughout the book, there's like the little kid asking, but why? And then in the end, it's like, just because literally little kids a lot like
Yeah, but
Ghost's
why?
new thing is like, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm like, I literally just told you where we're going. Like they just ask.
They're like
they're
compulsive,
curious.
yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote it in the perspective of like a little kid, and then
That is so cool.
I will be later on this year republishing it, self-publishing it, and making it a board book, because board books are just, they make more sense, especially for
board
little
What's a
kids.
board book?
They're the books that are hard. Like the pages are just like boards, like
Okay.
like cardboard.
Oh, like
they're
an
really
actual.
thick.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of
A lot of children's
pages,
books
it's a
are like
board book, and the book will come with temporary tattoos of the illustrations in the book.
Oh
so it's an
my
interactive children's book.
That's
Why
that
does mommy
Capricorn.
have tattoos coming out? Board book soon.
Yeah. So right now you could just get like pages, like the page book, and you can't get the temporary tattoos yet. But later this
It's
year.
coming out.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. I found a printer, fairly priced, and I will be selling them through my own website, no longer through my publisher. So
I love that. Can you do it on Amazon too, right? You can do it as a person on Amazon.
I can, but I want to just kind of like keep it small at first. Do it how I initially intended to, and then we'll see where we are after we sell 1,000 books.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't
May
ever
you-
sign that first deal, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Literally, never take the first offer.
Never take the first offer. But
Never
it's cool that you even
settle.
got offered.
You
Dude.
know, it's like I was just so thirsty. I was like, I want this book out tomorrow, you know, and I was like, this dude was like willing to like put my book out, you know, and it was like a pretty fast turnover, and yeah, never making that mistake again.
No, she's gonna do this shit
Live
yourself.
and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to make a Why Does Daddy Have Tattoos based off of Spencer's tattoos, because he's got a ton of tattoos too, and I think it'd just be cute for Ghost. But I just like, you know, I'm not very ambitious right now, and I just don't want to do any work. So I'm gonna take my time with that.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. Like,
yeah,
like,
but I also want to write books about like other things, like feelings.
I love that.
That'd be
like
fire.
children's books mostly.
Yeah, and there's tons of children's books about everything, you know, and there's children's books about feelings, but I want to write one about feelings, about big feelings.
About how to like handle your feelings too. Like
a little person with big feelings. I'm a little person and I have big feelings.
Oh,
you know, something about that, like along those lines.
You might have to do an audiobook too.
Oh my god!
That'd be
so one of my
cool.
my lifelong dreams has been to be a voice actor.
Yeah,
I might
wanna
actually
be
take
one too.
classes later this year because I be making some crazy voices. I'm not gonna do any right now. I'm being shy.
Come on, hit us with one.
I'm
Hit us with one.
shy.
Hit us with one.
Come
A little tiny.
But
You'll do one. I'll do one.
especially after being a mom too. Like I just be like coming up with like the craziest voices and like
That's so fun.
yeah, no, it's very fun. Like my inner child has a lot of I basically am just a big kid, you know.
Yeah, I think we should all be a big kid. I think that's something like we should always
theme
say.
in our lives lately.
Yeah, as of lately
Yeah,
too.
it's been a theme
To
in our
all y'all
lives.
watching right now, man, especially people out here in LA, there's like this big stigma with like growing older. I like to say coming into a new age because
Leveling
every
up.
year is a
How
new
old are
age.
you guys?
How old do you think we are?
Okay.
You're in your mid-20s.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
There you go.
27 this year.
27,
I'm
28
300.
last years.
No, you're making me. I'm excited to be 32 though.
Bro,
feel like
I
that's gonna
can't
be
believe
fire.
I'm 36.
Yeah. you
I'm
look
like
amazing.
close to 36 and a half. I'm like, bro, I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30. What? Like, when did that happen?
Wisdom though, that's life experience.
No, life
It happens
experience.
That's
really
wisdom.
fast. It happens
what I'm saying?
really fast.
Yeah, that's wisdom. Nah, real
But
shit.
yeah, enjoy your 20s. 30s are fun too. I don't know. We're all just figuring it out.
It doesn't
Yeah.
end, huh?
That's all you to do. But I do feel like the people in LA, especially in like this younger generation, like they're so scared to grow older, and they feel like once they reach like a certain age, like whatever it is, past 25 or 30, they think like my life's over. And it's like, bro, no. Like every year you're learning new things.
Definitely.
You know?
I remember people were going nuts when they found out that Alexa Demi was in her 30s. Like, oh my God, I can't believe she's 30. I'm like, 30 is not old.
That's not old at all.
It's a new
Like,
20.
oh my God, she
I'm
looks so
telling
good
you.
for her 30s. I'm like, bro, literally 30's not old.
Because like in society,
not.
we're supposed to have everything figured out by 30.
Well, it's because like also in like Hollywood, it's like the younger you are, the more desirable you are, because like you're more marketable and blah 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 blah. And it's just like BS.
It's not realistic. Bro, like you really like don't know shit until like I feel like you're in your like upper 20s. When you enter your upper 20s, like you kind of like realize, like look back, like damn, I didn't
But then
know
you
shit.
still don't know shit.
And you
like
still
me, like
don't
in
know
my
shit.
mid 30s, I'm like, I'm still a baby. Like
Yeah,
I'm literally still a
100%.
baby. I'm a fetus.
Type shit.
Like I really
fetus
don't know
Yeah.
shit about shit. I think I know shit about shit, and then I don't really know shit. And my
Like-
favorite thing about going to the gym is like every time I work out, like I'll feel something different in my body, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing that exercise wrong this whole time. Like I'm like like I'm a baby. Like I'm still learning how
I'm
my
still
body
learning.
functions. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
It's a never-ending process.
Never ending.
That's
for
the
real.
beauty of it. And I feel like people need to stop realizing, this younger generation, y'all need to start realizing, like, just because you're a certain age doesn't mean like you have to have everything figured out. Doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire, trillionaire. Your life has to be perfect. Like it's a
I've
never-ending
noticed that
process.
the younger generation does not respect older people too.
Yeah.
because they think they're not gonna get old themselves.
But
weird.
it's just like there's like no like there's really like not like it's always like a very like I don't know, just not very nice to like. We were the ones that made it possible for all of y'all to like have this fucking metaverse. To
That
have
type
all
shit.
of these, we were
Who
the
you think
ones
made
that
it?
started this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
we the originators.
yeah, and like y'all are out here like calling us old and irrelevant. And respect. Like,
Put
it
some
pisses
respect on
me
my
off.
name.
Like, it really pisses me off.
I also feel like this generation, like, we're around the same, right? We're millennials. What are we?
I think you're. I don't think you're Gen X.
No,
Gen
that's-
Z.
Yeah,
Sorry.
nah.
I feel like
X is the-
millennials are here
Maybe.
to like
Millennials.
break generational curses. Because like Gen Z is like I don't see them doing that. I
Gen-
see them
Gen Z
doing
don't. It
things
doesn't
quicker.
sound powerful. The word millennial sounds so
I don't want to
powerful.
put down on them. No judgment.
Nothing down against Gen Zs. I'm
But
just
I feel
saying, like,
millennials
y'all
are
don't got
here
shit on
to break
millennials.
generational
Well, we're
curses.
the hybrids.
Millennials.
Yeah, we're both.
Yeah.
Which is,
We're
like,
the
beautiful.
hybrids.
We're like
we
the
were like the
bridge.
ones that like lived before we were like full AI brain, and then the Gen Zers are
That's
like
one of the
mini
topics I
AI.
want to
Yeah,
talk about.
mini
Actually,
AI.
we want to talk a little bit about
Oh,
current
let's talk
events.
about- okay.
Yes. So
I don't know.
AI
I don't know how current I'm gonna be.
It's all good.
It's okay.
We'll
It's
bring
just-
you up
it's
to
really
speed.
current now.
I got a lot to say about
AI
AI.
and how it will affect humanity and direction it's going in now. Do you want to start?
Wait, is that
AI? Yeah.
okay?
And how it will affect humanity.
All right, how will AI affect humanity? I feel like a lot of people feel a lot of ways about AI. A lot of people are embracing it, bringing it in, happy for it, and a lot of people are scared.
Majority of people
I
are scared.
understand both perspectives. I feel like with any type of new creation in this reality, there's always people that's going to use it for good, and there's always going to be people that use it for bad. So I feel like at the very least, make sure you're vibrating on a high positive frequency, just living through love, and just learning to understand the new world that we're coming into, and how you could use it to further your dreams and desires. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the least, like that's all you could really do. You know what I'm saying? It's coming regardless.
I feel like there's definitely like dangerous aspects of it, and
I
like
think so.
things that like especially as a parent freak me out. Like
Like
that's why I
example?
stopped posting my kid online.
Oh, like to copy your kids' actions.
Not just
or
that, like
movements, or-
it's just like privacy and like deep fakes, and like now like AI can like take enough from this video and like use my voice and like call my family and be like, we have Marilyn hostage,
We
like
just
shit
talked
like
I said that story
bro.
today.
Like
Yeah.
it's
That happened
crazy. Like
to
it
someone.
literally makes me want to like completely erase me existing on the metaverse. Like if
Metaverse. For real.
but also, like, I don't know, AI is cool too. Like, I have a sensor in my car that's like beep, 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 beep. and it's like, like that's cool. Like, it's like protecting me.
That's the only thing I like about AI. This motherfucker let me know I'm about to hit something.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Nothing
Although
more.
it does annoy me sometimes. I'm like, I'm not even that close to anything. Like driving, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I feel like it's coming regardless of what we think or say. It's going to come in its own way because it's greater than us.
I heard this quote once where somebody said that humans are the sexual organs of a computer.
Whoa.
We are the sexual organs of the computer. Yeah. We're like the lowest
Form of computer.
form of like this gigantic hardware system that we're all inside of.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's kind of nasty. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
like
We just
it.
think about
I
reproducing.
feel that.
Like,
I feel
Well,
that.
that's what we're here for.
to
Yeah.
reproduce.
I feel like we've been on this planet for this. We're literally on a floating rock that's floating in the middle of we don't even know where.
It's definitely
But in the grand
collective
scheme of
consciousness.
things, we haven't even been here that long.
And we ain't even been there that long. And we don't know
I feel like we
shit.
advanced so many times and we got knocked down and like we started because like why do we not have flying cars yet? Like I feel like we made flying cars before. Like
Yeah, we're just like,
I mean, it's not
people
like
can't
that
even drive
much,
regular
though.
cars. They're not going to release
it's
that
not
shit
that
to the public.
open, like
Yeah.
we don't have it. It's not in the public. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely living in the future. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like
But it's not
we've-
like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Nah,
like,
it's not like the Jetsons.
like I feel like it was.
It will
like the
be somewhere,
Jetsons.
maybe.
And then some shit happened.
Somewhere, someone in like
We
Switzerland.
have the Jetsons. I'm telling you. It was
You
a
know
thing.
what someone also said on TikTok that was like, this is the only thing that has ever made sense. Is to me, and I'm not even a conspiracy theory person. I'm like a pragmatic realist, if anything. Like I am a realistic person. I understand some theories. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, I see the appeal in wanting to believe that.
Yeah.
And like I understand the appeal in wanting to not believe things are a way that they are, whatever. I believe in fantasy, imagination, whatever you want to call it. This conspiracy theory, or not even it's just a theory. This theory of aliens made a lot of sense to me, and it made me laugh when I saw it. It was this black girl on TikTok, and she was like, yo, aliens are us from the future. Think about it. Their heads are big because their brains are getting bigger, because they're absorbing more information from the phones. Their eyes are getting bigger because the sun rays are getting bigger, and like their skin, and like
Whoa,
explaining
that's
like all of the things. But I'm like, yo, it makes sense. It makes sense. Alien. And the reason why we never see them is because they're like they're trying not to interact with us because they don't want to fuck up how their future is going to be. Or they're coming here to study us, basically. And I'm like, I like that.
Wow,
theory.
that's really cool.
The theory
That's
that aliens are.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I definitely
traveling from the future.
I definitely feel like the aliens are watching over us and they're not interfering. You could even think of it as like when people go into like nature, like deep Africa, and watch animals. They don't interfere. They just watch and observe and take whatever they learn back home.
I'm not scared of aliens. I definitely don't think that we're the only.
Shout out to Anunnaki.
Oh no, we're not the only thing.
I mean, also, it's just like, it's just so arrogant to think that we're like the only thing in the whole vast fucking gigantic universe.
We think we are. A lot of people think
it's
we
just so, and I like people that don't believe in God too. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you're so wise that you believe that like there's nothing else out there and there's like nothing like that created. I'm like, oh, come on, like get off your high horse, like believe in something.
Yeah.
Believe in anything. Believe in fucking energy. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No,
like
I
that shit
believe that
pisses
too.
me off and be like, I don't believe in anything. Like I'm atheist.
The world is
I'm like,
too
okay,
beautiful.
bro, you're bored.
The world is too beautiful. Like there has been a creator, and there is a creator. I do believe there's a creator. And I feel like people often argue like what type of creator they believe in, but I feel like kind of like what's the word I'm thinking of? As a whole, for the most part, I feel like everyone believes in some form of creator, whatever they name it as or perceive it as. Maybe
I call
different.
it a higher power.
Yeah, I like to call it source energy.
I call it source, just regular source.
Source energy.
One good thing that helped me kind of get over my religious background and like hang up on the word God was the abbreviation of it being good orderly direction.
Oh,
if you follow
I've never heard
good
of this.
orderly direction, your life will continue to like go in the direction that it's meant to. And I was like, damn, I never thought of it that way. Because like for me, God is like the man on the cross and
Yeah.
and he's like, you did that, and then you know what I mean? Like I had like that like religious God, you know. And for a really long time, like especially in like early recovery, being in a 12-step program, like it's very God heavy. And like the idea
they
of
put a lot
God,
of religion on you?
yeah, it's spiritual. It's not even religious. It's just spirituality. It's just believing in something greater than yourself. It's literally all it is. It's like believing in something greater than yourself. And so, yeah, good orderly direction is something that is greater than me.
Wow, I never heard
And it's
it
like
called that.
vague,
That's really cool.
and it could be interpreted in however anyone wants to interpret it. But yeah, I don't believe in the spiritual, in that like religious God. I believe in just doing the right thing. And
yeah, same.
I believe the same.
I'm a spiritual. I'm not so much a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. That's what I like to say.
Going from like not believing in that stuff and calling it woo to like
I know.
truly
I
believing,
came
it's
like I said.
wild.
I came from a really strict religious household.
That's
so like
wild to
even
see.
things like astrology and numerology, I was like,
I still have like my moments with it too, where I'm like, whatever, it could just be fun. Like, why can't I just like participate in the fun? And like, I saw this one thing online that was like, anyone that believes in astrology is a narcissist. And I'm like, then everyone is a fucking narcissist. Like, it's just for fun,
How
guys.
is it
Like,
narcissism? I don't understand. I
because
don't
it's like
understand
it's like finding like the you in the thing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So it always
okay.
like comes back to you. I'm like, whatever.
yeah, nah. I feel like astrology
What's
really.
your sign?
My sign? Guess.
I think you're fire.
that. Ooh, I love that.
Are you a fire sign?
Nah.
No?
I'm the same as you.
You're Capricorn?
He's a Capricorn.
I think I knew that actually. I think it was probably one of the first conversations we had.
Yeah, we definitely talked
What
about
day?
it. January 16th.
Okay, yeah.
What about you?
11th. 111.
January 11th? Oh, lit.
Wow.
111,
111.
1987.
Do you see 111?
I love
Do you
that.
see it a lot? 111.
Oh, yeah.
She reminds me a lot of Tori.
She does remind me of Tori a lot. Which
Who's
is
that?
beautiful.
You gotta meet our friend Tori. She's our Capricorn
She's
friend.
another Capricorn friend.
What's
Yeah.
her birthday?
The
January.
17th, right?
Yeah,
Oh, the day
January
after
17th.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Well, our close birthdays.
I think my friend Oliver is the 16th as well.
Oh, lit.
Yeah.
I love Capricorn.
Oliver
women. They're
probably
very
a cool
strong.
person. Yeah, but I feel like, in my younger years, I really didn't believe in like astrology and things like that. But once I really looked into it and understood like, okay, like I'm more than just the sun sign, like the main sign everyone talks about. I thought I just had one sign. I didn't know I had a sun, a moon, a rising, a Pluto, a Venus.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had all this stuff. And once I really looked into it.
I just know my top 3. I don't remember
know your
what
Venus?
anything.
How you
I
love?
don't even remember. I think I'm a Venus and Sag.
Oh my God, so is Anu.
Yeah.
He's a Venus and Sag too.
Oh,
You
wow,
like to do
yeah.
everything with your partner. Like you enjoy doing things together, and you want them to be involved in. Like,
And I
almost
get annoyed
everything
when
you
I
do.
can't get that.
I feel
Like
you.
I hate that Spencer likes to exercise different than me. Like I
like
love
different
it when we
workouts?
could work out together. Yeah, I'm like, let's lift some weights together. He's like, I can't lift weights. I have to swim. I have to run because he's doing lifeguard training, and there's it's like Navy SEAL training. It's really intense.
Oh, fire.
And I'm like, oh, like
That's
we'll
so
go to
fun,
the gym
though.
together. I'm like, he's up in the pool, and I'm like
Yeah.
lifting weights, and I'm like, man,
Maybe you got to go in
What's
there and
your-
swim with them.
hell no.
What's your big three? What's your big three?
I am a Capricorn sun, a Gemini moon, and a Libra rising.
Oh, cool.
That's fire.
I'm a Capricorn sun, a Gemini rising,
Oh.
and a Cancer moon.
Cool.
They say Gemini moons, they have a hard time like sleeping because they think a lot when they're like at rest. Is that true?
I have a hard time sleeping because my husband snores really loud. And you're a Scorpio sun.
I'm a Taurus moon and a Pisces rising.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm like
That's a lot of
super
water.
fixed, like a super fixed energy. I could be very stubborn with my emotions.
Are you very crybaby?
I feel like by myself. I feel like
Yeah.
Scorpios like they put on the hard exterior, but like inside they're like, oh,
I don't know. My son is very outside.
is he? That means he's comfortable with you.
He's Scorpio. I
if you're
mean,
comfortable with someone, yeah, you're
Your son's a
seeing all
Scorpio?
that.
what day is your birthday?
October 26th. I'm
Oh, you're October. You're like right. I think you have the same birthday as Drake.
Drake?
Maybe he's the 27th. Do I? That'd be cool.
Drake?
I think you
Imagine.
share a birthday. I hate that I know that.
Fun fact.
Yeah, Ghost
Yeah, I
is
feel
a
like
November.
astrology is like a cool way to get to know about yourself in like a different light. Maybe it is like
And numerology. Do you know your life path number?
I'm a life path number 1. I
Oh,
march
you're the
to the
leader.
beat of my own drum.
Yeah, you're the leader.
Fire,
Wow.
fire. I'm a life path number 5, so I'm destined for success
And
and winning
change.
in what I want, and I thrive in change. And
Yeah,
I'm meant to
definitely.
have a lot of change in my life. Oh, look, we got 5 years right now. That's funny.
Hey.
What's your life? You know your life path number?
My life path's number 7, so I'm here to study and be a path.
The same
The
as
spirit.
Ghost.
Really?
He's
Wow.
a 7 too.
We got a lot in common.
Oh,
That's
so
cool.
you guys
So he has to like a lot of
same life path
self-study.
numbers, and you're both Scorpios.
A lot of self-study. He's probably gonna want to do that in his life. Learn a lot of different things and like just be on a path of spirit, like and like to teach others, like mystical things. Especially being a Scorpio.
He's probably gonna teach me hella.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe
already
he'll be
does.
like a yoga teacher or like an intuitive or. You see
When-
those gifts in him?
When he was a baby, his grandma's friend, she did like a whole reading on him, and she said that he's gonna be a writer. He's very good at communicating.
He's gonna be a writer. That's so
And
beautiful.
and the crazy thing is like he's such an advanced talker for his age, and like he was he has been very early to talk, and like he took forever to learn how to walk. Like he didn't start walking until he was 14 months, which is pretty late. And he still, his fine motor skills aren't very good, but that kid
He's
can
so smart.
speak sentences. His vocabulary is incredibly
That's cool.
advanced. Oh my god.
Do you homeschooling like at this point with him?
He's
Like,
still
even
too
though he's
baby. Like he's not ready for pre-K even. But listen to this very funny video. I'm gonna play it in here so you guys can hear it. This
Cute.
is
Let's
him
hear
the
it.
other morning. He's such a potty mouth, but it's so funny. Oh my god, this kid is such a trip.
Cute. Are we seeing more children in your lifetime?
I would love that, but I don't think it's in the cards for us. Unless my husband changes his mind.
What was that? I didn't understand.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
That's adorable. Love that.
Yeah, he literally repeats everything I say. He's crazy.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I have another question for you. Another question someone asked.
What do the people want to know?
When did you know you would get tats all over your body?
Honestly, as a kid, I would have never in a million years imagined that this is what I was going to look like.
Same.
And I think I remember telling you to not get your face tattooed.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask about
I had asked me for
advice?
advice, and I was like, honestly, don't do it. I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should do it. Then you went and like got a face tattoo.
You were like the
Yeah.
first person I showed when I got my face tattoo.
I remember when that happened. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Why do
the
you
more
not
you tell
recommend it?
someone to not do it, they're
They're
gonna
going
do
to
it.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I love yours.
It just
kind of
happened.
So unique and cool.
Thank you. It just kind of happened. I moved to New York when I was 19, and I worked at this vegan restaurant next to a tattoo shop. And I was never really like, I went to art school and stuff, and like people have tattoos in Miami, but I was never like introduced to tattoo culture before. So like being around like tattoo artists and like being around the shops like changed my whole perspective on tattooed people. And then I got a job at a tattoo shop, and then
Are you a tattoo artist as well?
I thought I wanted to be a tattoo artist for a while. I got a tattoo machine. I tattooed myself and a few people. I've tattooed my name on 2 people.
Hard.
Well, one of them, I actually think he passed away. He was an Australian homie of mine, and his mom's name was Marilyn. I tattooed my name on his chest. And my other buddy and I tattooed each other's names on each other on a very drunken night in New York. And he's the only person's name I have tattooed on me, and I honestly haven't seen him in like 15 years. It's been so long.
Wow.
But yeah.
So you wouldn't recommend it to people? Like, I want to get a face tat. Like,
I mean, live your best life. Like, do what you want to do, but like, just know that you're gonna change your mind. I have been getting my face tattoos lasered. These are like pretty much gone.
Yeah,
This one's like super light. This is my first face tattoo. I've only had 5 laser sessions on it. It's already a lot lighter. I had writing on my cheekbones too. It's mostly gone.
Wow,
it
you
said
can't even see
Memento
it.
Mori. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want them. If I could laser off my whole body and it not hurt, I would do it, but it hurts so bad.
I bet it hurts.
And it's
so
just
bad.
rehealing it over and over and over again
Yeah.
until it's gone.
Wow, really? I love tattoos. I definitely want to get a face one.
I mean,
When I'm older.
like I said, live your best life.
Live your
Wait
best life.
wait till you're older.
Yeah.
You know, like I started getting my face tattooed in my early 20s, and like I got this like right after my dad passed away, and like, oh my God, this tattoo is like, this will take so long to remove, and it will be so fucking painful.
It's so pretty though.
But I think of like, you know, the first skin on your body to like show age is your face, your neck, and your hands.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so I just don't want my hands to be all blown out in like 30 fucking years, and I look fucked up. And same with like my neck and my
Cream and
face.
shit, it won't.
It will. It's okay. We're destined to get old. It's just
Yeah, we're
like
destined to
aging, you
age
know.
and wrinkle.
And I wasn't thinking long term. Like I didn't even ever think I would make it past 30. Like I was like
Really? Wow.
a raging drug addict in my young 20s when I was like, I was living in New York bartending, and like, just like I thought I was invincible, and like I thought I was like the coolest person, and I was like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like I'm gonna get respect tattooed on my face. They're gonna put respect on my name. Like porn. Like what? Like why?
so
What's
funny.
wrong with me? It's so stupid. Like who are you mad at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. But yeah. Just think about it.
It's like wisdom throughout the years of you realizing you're like, who was I?
Oh my God. Like, oh, cringe. Oh my God. Like,
That's why I made sure I was careful with my face tats. I'm like, I'm just gonna get one. Yeah, I'm
You're gonna
just
get more?
chill a little bit.
who said something? What?
I'm just chill. Huh?
Did someone say you? Oh, did you say you wanted?
No,
to get
yeah, that's what I was saying. With my face tattoo, I made sure I just got one, and I took some
Yeah,
time.
I wish I kept one.
assess the
Like,
situation.
Another reason why I got bangs recently too. I'm like, oh, you don't even see my forehead tattoo.
Mm.
Like that one was like a fuck you to my abusive ex, because he would like troll my face tattoos all the time. And when I had told him I wanted to get my forehead tattooed, he like trolled me for it. And so when we broke up, I spray painted all the walls in our apartment, and I like, moved all my shit out, and I was like, fuck you. I made a zine out of it. It was like I made a show. Like I made like fuck you, you're gonna have to deal with this. Like you're gonna have to repaint your whole apartment, you asshole. I won't steal anything, I won't break anything, but I will make you have to repaint this whole house, and you're gonna see on every single wall that you're a piece of shit. And so I just kind of like regurgitated some of the things that he said to me. And one of the last things I did was I grabbed one of his cameras with like the fresh tattoo on my forehead, like blood dripping down, and I took a selfie on it.
Wow. And then you're like, I'm done. What a
I'm like,
badass way to leave.
It was just like, you know, it was fueled by anger, but also like the message behind the tattoo, thoughts become things, was like, you know,
that's really dope too.
so I was like, I'm gonna put something meaningful there, but also fuck you, you asshole.
Yeah. How long has it been since that relationship anyway?
10 years.
Done. Wow. 10's like a big number for you, like 10 years sober, 10 years like just like 10 years of completely changing.
My life changed, after I decided to never put myself in such a low place before. Like and like also just accept that kind of love. Like it was just like I don't know, narcissistic love. Like he was like a love bomb. Like he was just, I pray for him. I hope he's in a good place. But like also fuck you, you fucked me up. But also like you made me a better person, so thanks.
Yeah. It's like just give love and like move forward.
Yeah.
That's it. Wow.
But,
What's your relationship now like?
with Spencer,
Yeah.
it's very healthy.
Yeah.
It's very supportive. Yeah.
You seem like you're so in love, and I love that for you.
Yeah.
He
Crazy
is very busy. He's in school, and he's also, like I mentioned before, doing the training to be a LA County lifeguard.
That's cool as
He
fuck.
graduates on May 4th, and he will be
Fire.
officially LA County lifeguard, which is like, most people don't understand like how serious of a job that is, and like how much those guys like do. Like it's just like crazy. Like the swimming training, they had them swimming in the ocean the last several weekends, and it's been like record breaking cold water. Like he's gotten hypothermia every fucking weekend from the swims.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like the military, huh?
yeah, it's like Navy SEAL training.
Harsh
Yeah.
ass water.
And it's 12-hour days, 3 days in a row.
Wow.
So by the end of it, he's just wrecked.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he'll hate me for talking about this, but last weekend he had to do this with like the stomach flu, and he was literally shitting
Poor
water.
thing. Oh,
Damn.
poor
Like this
thing.
man was like so dehydrated, like dying, and then like having to do like this military training. He did it last year, and the reason that he didn't complete the academy is because he got sick during the academy, and he got an ear infection, and then his eardrum burst. And
Wow,
when,
that's so painful.
yeah, if you burst an eardrum, it just completely fucks up your equilibrium. And he was doing one of the swims, and just like he almost drowned because he like couldn't tell which way was up or down.
Yeah, that happens.
And
That is
halfway,
so scary.
yeah, halfway through the training, he had to drop out. And
Shout out
a
him
whole
for
ye-
going back.
yeah, so
Shout
then
out
later
him.
on
Shout out
that
Spencer.
year,
No, for real. That's like strong.
We love you, Spencer.
yeah, he's like one of the most determined people I've ever met in my life.
What sign is
Yeah,
Spencer?
what sign is he?
Gemini.
Oh.
They're very
Yeah.
passionate.
He's also younger than me.
Okay. I love
Oh,
it.
love that little cougar.
Yeah, he's 30. But yeah, he is super determined. Did the tryouts again, has been training for it, and like, yeah, just dealing with the hypothermia, dealing with like getting like the worst runs of his life. Like all of us, I was in the hospital last week, and you saw that on Instagram, like from dehydration. Ghost had it. He was throwing, I didn't eat for 4 days. Now all he wants to do is eat. And like this kid has been so picky that I'm like, the stomach flu is the best thing to ever happen to him. He won't stop eating now.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, but yeah, our relationship is good. We're very supportive of each other's goals.
As like a relationship should. Like no
Yeah.
no partner should like bring you down or like judge you for who you are and what you are. Like
Yeah,
it should
and like,
support you.
and it was so hard for me in the beginning because especially and he was my first relationship after that really toxic relationship. I had like dated a few people here and there casually, nothing super long, but he's like the first serious relationship, and like early on in it, like I was always waiting for the shoe to drop. I was always waiting for his temper to go off. Like I was always kind of like, is he gonna hit me? Like you know, like
from that
because
last
I had that
relationship.
trauma and I had that experience, and like my ex like woke me up strangling me once, and like
Wow.
Damn.
like it was the scariest experience of my life to see the person that I love like laying on top of me, like eyes bloodshot. Sorry, trigger warning. And like he literally appeared to me as like a demon, and he was like trying to fucking kill me.
Wow.
So it took me a very long time to be able to be in a relationship with someone and like
Trust.
realize that like that past experience isn't going to be my experience with the next person, you know, and like I find it that like, I don't know, I'm always like kind of waiting for Spencer to be super pissed about something, and he's just like so kind and so chill, and like I don't know, if anything, I'm like the one that's always trying to start drama. I'm like, give me attention. Like I just like get like I'll like pick a fight just because like I need attention.
Well, shout out you for like holding him down during this training, because that's not easy too.
Raising our child.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that is really beautiful. Shout out you for holding that shit down, for real.
A marriage
Mama
is like
Marilyn.
really, like, it's not the easiest thing, and like relationships are not easy, and
Relationships are not
my
easy.
go-to is just like fuck it all and run away, and like I can do this on my own. I've done this on my own. I've been doing this on my own, especially as an immigrant. Like I definitely have that like I don't need your help mentality.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So sometimes when like we were like getting like in the heat of like an argument, I'll be like, well, why don't you just divorce me? And he's like, why do you have to jump to that, you psycho?
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, okay, sorry, trauma. You know,
Trauma, trigger warning. Yeah, sometimes like if I'm in the heat of argument with Anu, I'll be like, you don't have to be here, leave then. Because like I understand that like mindset where it's like, but it's more rewarding to like work through and fight through the situation and like come to an equilibrium about it, because it's like more rewarding that way.
well, we're also very good at like apologizing when we're
Less of
wrong.
ego,
Like,
yeah.
oh my god, like there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm not gonna apologize, and I'll just be like all mad, and then like the next day I'll be like, I'm really sorry, like I was kind of crazy last night, I had my period, I'm like maybe I shouldn't have reacted like that. Like, you know, this is happening because this is lacking in the relationship. You know, we'll have like conversations.
Like
but
that, those are really deep conversations that like I feel like a lot of relationships need, that people don't sit and talk about. I feel like this is lacking, but we can fix it. Not like go and look for something else to like replace the feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's just right in front of you, you know?
Well, communication is a lot, but sometimes it's hard to communicate. Especially
It's
if you
hard
have,
to be vulnerable.
especially if you have a wounded inner child, and like if you don't have a very good like relationship with yourself, also it could be really difficult to communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
How do you think people can learn to develop a relationship with themselves? Like, what would you say for like someone watching right now who's like, okay, how can I develop a relationship with myself? What even is
Hobbies are great.
Hobbies are really great.
I mean, with meditation, I should meditate more than I do. I really don't do it that much. But even if you like meditate like 5 minutes a day, meditating. But yeah, hobbies are huge. It's a really great way to have like a relationship with yourself. Like
so
take
too.
yourself on a date and do something that you like.
What do you think, babe? What are some ways you can, for someone watching this, can learn to develop ways to build a relationship with themselves?
Spending time alone.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah,
solitude.
that's very important. Like we don't really get time alone. I feel like in society we're always like, even on your phone is not time alone. Like time alone is like you sitting down, like maybe reading a book or sitting down just relaxing and like being in nature. For real, being in nature is like a time where I get to figure out about myself, and yoga has been really helping me with that. I do a lot of hot yoga. I love hot yoga.
Do you work at Hot 8?
Yeah, I do. I love hot yoga. I like Hot 8 too. They're fire. They're a little bit of a... This is not a sponsor for them. They already
Maybe it
got
can
enough
be in
money.
the future. If you don't want to talk, we can
If y'all
talk.
want to talk about it. But yeah, I love Hot 8.
In my
It's fire.
email, we can talk business.
But hot yoga, I feel like has been really helpful for me to get connected to myself.
I mean, yoga is a form of meditation. It's
It is
just
a form
open
of-
eye
Isn't
meditation.
it, wouldn't you say that's like before the asana started? Would you say that meditation like was the beginning of yoga?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, with yoga, it's literally like mind, body, spirit. Like you're literally connecting the three. And like, for me, my yoga practice was like really what helped me like have self-compassion.
Yeah.
I would like sit in the hot room, and I'd like, it was after that relationship, and I would just be like crying sometimes, like sweating my tits off and like crying and being like mentally would be so hard on myself. And then like the like calm other inner dialogue would be like, hey dude, you're just figuring it out, it's okay, like you're here now, you're safe. And like that aspect of yoga is really nice because you can also see your thought process and like for me, like I call it's like, you know, like the devil and the angel, and for me it's like the ego and the spirit, and like finding like the balance to like just kind of like shut the ego up for a while so you can like listen to like the nice things that the spirit has to say.
Yeah, and like your ego, I feel like this comes out so much when you're in a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
Like the most, like I feel like you really have to battle that part of you that like doesn't want to apologize.
Yeah.
Even though you did something or said something wrong. But like that's something I feel like me and Anu have been really good at, is like, all right, we fucked up and during this time, like, sorry. Or like saying sorry to each other.
What do you guys find it, what do you find that you argue the most about? Is it like little things? Is it like co-living things, or is it like something that one person isn't doing? Or
I'm trying to think what our most recent argument was about.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like we don't really argue, but
if we do argue, it's like it'll be
do,
a big thing.
Yeah, we don't argue often, but like on the rare occasion we do, it's like one big ass argument, and then like
it can stem down to like me not probably getting enough attention, or like it can stem down.
Yeah,
to
we always
something.
figure out what it boils down to.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like what makes it work. Because I feel like in any relationship, you're going to have arguments. You're going to have your highs, your lows. But if you could figure out that secret sauce to like get through a problem, you're good.
well, they say that my therapist told me this. Spencer and I have done couples therapy a lot.
I want to try it. Even when you're not problems like in relationship, I think it's healthy.
It's great to actually go into couples therapy without problems, because then you'll have the tools for problem solving when you need it.
Ooh.
And then also it's just someone to like be like, okay, Marilyn, it's Spencer's turn now to say what he feels, no interrupting, you know. And it's like
this is what the
but it helps because then you can actually, it's like, Marilyn, how did you interpret what he just said? And then I'll say, and like, no, that's not what he said. And then Spencer, can you repeat that again? And then Marilyn, how did you hear it this time? It's just very good to like have that backboard and like not have like all of the like defensiveness. But they say that the times that most relationships break up are usually 3 years, 7 years, and 15 years. Like those are the timelines where like it gets like the most intense.
Wow.
Yeah.
And after 15, you're good.
And then usually most relationships that go past.
15's a long time.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Guess how long we've been together for? Guess.
7 years, 10 years.
10. All the viewers, everyone viewing right now, guess how long me and T have been together, and we'll tap back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've been together a long time.
We've been together for a minute. You said, what'd you say, 7?
I said between 7 and 10.
7 and 10.
It's like
cool.
one of the most accurate.
We'll tap back into that later.
We'll tap back into it later?
Yeah, I want to give the people watching, let them, let them feel
Anu's my biggest reflection. I'm a proud reflection.
Yeah.
I can't see anything that says I'm an old lady.
That's
no.
good.
Well, I'm also.
Was good, gang.
I also have astigmatism, so I'm like.
Honeymoon said, hit me up as an illustrator for your next book. Yo, shout out Honeymoon.
I illustrate my own stuff. Sorry, I don't do collaborations because I'm an artist. So
it's all good.
It's okay. It's not
Honeymoon
personal.
just shot a music video for me 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I shot a music video. I'm so damn excited. I completed my tape. So I have a mixtape I'm working on, if you don't know, called I Love You Too. I Love You is on SoundCloud right now. Be sure to check it out. The link will be somewhere. I don't know. But find it on SoundCloud. I Love You. I just did I Love You Too. I'm so excited about it. I'm making a love tape. And this is the second installment of the series. And this is actually the cover to the I Love You. That's the cover art.
cute.
Yeah, so fire, right? Can they see it on the camera? They can see it on the camera.
Do you have a foot fetish?
I do. Ooh.
When Ghost was a teeny tiny baby, he used to love sucking on my toes. I have so many videos of him sucking on my toes, and I was like, my son has a foot fetish. And now his favorite thing is to have me slap the bottom of his feet like that. And do you speak Spanish? Are you Latina?
No, I'm Latina, but I don't speak Spanish.
Okay. Feet, little feet, patitas.
Patitas.
I'm always like, patitas. And he's like, again. And I'm like, patitas. Like, that's his thing. Like, he loves it.
So funny.
He loves having his feet smacked. It's the funniest
Maybe he is.
thing.
He's a little Scorpio, so when
Yeah.
he gets a little older, he starts realizing what that is.
You're like, it all makes sense now.
I just remember him sucking on my toes and me being like, "This is so wrong. Like, please, child, stop.
Something ain't
Child,
right
you don't
here.
know,
Trying
you
to figure it
don't
out.
know
What's
yet."
going on here? Something ain't right.
It was just teething. You know?
Yeah. I feel you.
Pass me the lighter.
So yeah, so I'm excited for I Love You Too. And we're gonna keep the foot fetish thing in a constant aesthetic. So I'm super excited for the cover art
So is
of.
it an EP?
Yeah, the first one was an EP, but I also made a deluxe, which ended up being like, 6 songs. So I guess it's still an EP-ish. So yeah, I'm excited for I Love You Too. I just finished recording everything. Shout out Rachel. I had my homegirl Rachel lay down some dope shit on the tape. I don't want to say too much, but I Love You Too dropping super duper soon. I will be announcing the cover art super duper soon. We finna shoot that shit probably like what? Maybe next week or the week after. Shout out Kayla. Shout out everyone that's finna be involved. Honeymoon. Shout out Honeymoon.
Yeah, for
So
real.
I'm so excited to just put
excited
more.
for you.
I'm excited to put more love out into the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I came in the game like just straight rapping about like pain and depression and like the hardships I went through. And I feel like now I'm just at like such a beautiful point of just like I'm just filled with so much love, and I just want to spread love in like every single way that I can to everyone that I come across.
Beautiful.
And I want
Very
to channel the
Andre
love into the
3000
tape.
of you.
Ooh, you think so? That's an honor. That's a beautiful comparison.
I feel
Thank you
like
for
that's
that.
like that's his whole vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
That's
love.
a cool way to be described too.
Yeah, because you know when I first came in the game as a recording artist, I went by Lil Death Star.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's what I went by, Lil Death Star. I have a tattoo right here. It's a skull with a star coming. Y'all obviously, I don't know if y'all can see if I zoom in, but it's a skull with a star coming out of its mouth. So that just represents out of death comes life. Energy never dies; it only transforms. So I created Lil Death Star as a way to like survive in my harsh reality that I was living through at the time. And then through moving to LA and just growing as a person, individual, spiritually, mentally, physically, you know, I don't feel depressed anymore, you know.
How long has it been since you guys moved out here?
Like 3 years.
I cannot believe it. I feel like
Yeah.
like you just moved out. Dude, that's what like
It
parents
feels like we
do.
just moved out here. And so much has happened.
Because I feel like you've been trying to
It
link with
doesn't.
me for a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But I'm
But,
like,
you know,
I live by
everything
the
happens
beach,
at the
I'm a
right
mom.
time.
Yeah, but it was also COVID. You guys moved here. during
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was
waited
during
that.
COVID time,
You just
yeah.
had a baby, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So everything happens at the right time.
Facts.
And like, I think it was a year ago I changed my name? I think it was about a
Maybe,
year ago.
yeah, you woke
It was
up
about a
and was
year
like,
ago.
God, I have
Um,
no concept of time anymore.
Yeah.
It's
I
beautiful,
woke
though.
up one day and I was just like, yo, like I don't feel like Lil Death Star is authentic to who I am. It just doesn't feel authentic to me anymore. Like pain isn't my superpower. Love is my superpower now. So I changed my name to Anu the deity. Anu is the leader of this extraterrestrial race known as the Anunnaki.
Mm-hmm.
And the leader was named Anu. And then the deity being like source energy incarnation in man form. So Anu the deity, something way more powerful and meaningful to me. And then that's just
Little
how I
Death
came
Star
to
is
be.
cute too, though.
It was fire. She picked it out. She picked out a Little Death Star. She came home one day when I decided I was like, I think I want to be a rapper. She was like, she came home one day. She was like, what about like being
were,
like
like,
going by a Little
brainstorming
Death Star or
in my
something like
room.
that.
Yeah, we're like brainstorming.
We were trying to
in my
figure out
room.
names. I thought
You said Lil 9 a.m.
9 a.m. I was like 9 a.m. I'm gonna be 9 a.m. or Lil 9 a.m.
Yeah, that was
But
so
it was
corny.
taken on Instagram, so I'm like, damn. Nah, 9 a.m. sounds fire. Come on, 9
I don't
a.m.
know.
Lil 9 a.m. might be corny, but 9 a.m. was hard.
Yeah, what the hell's
But
going
someone
on at
took
9
it.
a.m.? Such a random.
I don't even know. I don't know. It was just sounded
Paw
fire to
Patrol
me.
is going on at 9 a.m.
She came home the next day like, what about Little Death Star or something like that? I'm like, you know what? That's fire. We could run with that. Chris is laughing.
You're laughing at my joke?
Yeah, for real.
But you know, I'm just happy like I finally reached a point of like discovering happiness and understanding that love is the most powerful force in this entire reality. And I feel like Anu the deity is a fighter for love, and all I want to do now is just put out love in everything that I do. You know, so I'm excited for I Love You Too. It's going to be an amazing body of work. If you haven't heard I Love You, be sure to check it out. Be sure to check out I Love You on SoundCloud and YouTube. You can find it on this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and you could find it. Or you can find it on SoundCloud, Anu the Deity. But check it out. I Love You Too dropping very, very soon.
What's your favorite song on that?
Of I Love You Too or this?
This one.
I Love You. My favorite song, probably the first song, I Think I'm Going Insane, because I feel like I made that song to a really beautiful beat, but I talked about a lot of like, just how I felt like I was really going insane at the time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a song about me seeing like the light and the dark of a situation and just like going insane. I just feel like I was just going insane at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I had the trauma of the past and like the positive energy of the future, and they were colliding with each other. And it's just like, in that song I say, everywhere I go, rain falls on me. No, everywhere I go, tears run down my face.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like sometimes, like, you know, even when things are going good, you could still find yourself just feeling like shit. You know.
How do you do with
Good
it now?
feelings can be overwhelming.
Yeah. OD. You know. And I feel like the whole tape's just understanding, like, even going through the negative situations, like, it's all to push me further in life and bring me closer to like my highest self.
Do you make your music too, or do you work with producers?
So I have producers that send me beats, but for that tape specifically, I don't think no one sent me. I think it was all just off of YouTube.
Cool.
Just all off of YouTube beats. But I don't know, I just had this weird creative flow. I was in a very weird state of mind where like I got down. I was like super like kind of sad about some shit from the past. So I decided to make one song, which was 4 a.m. Suicide, track number 6. And then I made that one song, put it out. I'm like, I feel a little bit better. I'm like, I think I could say more though. So then one song turned into a whole EP, and then a whole EP turned into a deluxe.
That's how I made my EP, and
Your
then
EP's fire. I don't know who showed me it.
I love your EP.
Yeah.
Is the world ever gonna hear this EP? Are you ever gonna put it out?
No, I don't know.
I
I have to
just-
master it still.
It's so fire, Marilyn.
And I have like such a like, it's such a like Capricorn way of going about it. Like, you know, when Beyonce like made that album with like all the videos, and it was like, it came out and everything was like, it's like, I want to do it like that. Like I want one music video for each fucking song, and it's all gonna be like a chapter.
Let's go.
And,
Let's do it.
but then I'm like, man, I don't have a fucking budget for that. Like, that's crazy for it to look the way I want it to. And then I'm like, what am I trying to prove? Like, who am I trying to prove this to? Like, why have to be? And I get it's art, and like, especially being a visual artist, I would want my visuals to match like the music and stuff.
You
And
could
each
probably do
song
a
is
low
so
budget.
different too.
That's
That's what I think is like kind of like,
what if you just drop the tape and worry about visuals later?
I don't know.
Or just do a single? What if you just do a single
I
off
dropped
the tape?
one of the songs.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like like you could drop the tape
The thing
and then
is,
do a video for one song off your favorite song off the tape.
You Capricorns are so stubborn. You
Oh,
guys
D.
are, like it's like once your mind is set on it, I'm
like,
not doing it.
nah.
You're like,
It's-
nah.
I said
yeah,
no.
I
It's
just
hard to
like I
switch
just
their
like it just
mindset.
feels like way.
Y'all, her
too-
tape is so good, y'all.
I
She
just
sent
feel
me
like
a
I would be
private
way
link.
too exposed. I don't know. It just feels like way like.
But if that's a
what
side
co-
effect
what-
of your art, then
Yeah,
what's
if you're
wrong with that?
meant to- if people are meant to see it, and
It's not
meant to
your fault. Your
blow
art's
up,
so
I know,
good.
and it's also the thing is too, like, I wrote that shit 5 years ago. Like,
It's
all of
timeless.
matter.
It's timeless.
No, I know, but I feel so far removed from all of the songs too. You know what I mean? Where like I'm like, damn.
What,
if someone
about
else
people that
hasn't been
hear it?
removed?
What if
What if
they're
the
in that?
No,
that
and
state
and
where-
that's who it's for. It's not about me, and I have to keep reminding myself it's not about me. But it's also like I hate the sound of my own voice. Like this
It's
is
not-
very
again,
difficult.
It's not
for
about
me.
you.
I know, but like, and that's why like maybe I should just sell the songs to someone else. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Or like put the music out and bank all the money.
I don't know. Like I love the
or
idea.
just drop it on
I
SoundCloud
love
and let
the
it do what
idea
it
of
do.
another artist singing it, like Ariana Grande singing.
No
my
one
songs.
could do it the way you did it. I heard that
Or
shit
like
start to
Billie
finish.
Eilish or
one
someone
could
with
do it the
like
way you did
a
it.
different better vocal range than me. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like the music that you make is so fire and so unique. It's just like no one could do it the way you do it. No one could do it the way you do it. You may think it may sound, but no one's you. You had all those experiences. You wrote, you put your energy into that, and it's you coming from you. And it sounds so fire.
But like, why not sell it to like a big mega pop star so it could like reach more people, and then it's still, you know, my art.
That's true.
It's just I'm not the face behind it.
That's true. I mean, if that's what you're okay with, you know.
And that's kind of the direction that I've been going with it because I'm just like, I don't know.
So you see yourself being a songwriter? Well, you could songwrite.
So when I wrote that EP, I actually wrote 35 songs, like in 3 nights. Like I was having like a full manic episode. I couldn't sleep.
Damn, you made some heat.
I was just like every night I was like laying on my friend's couch and I was like, oh my God. And then I'd be up and I'd like writing. And then the next day it was like same thing, like song after song. I would be like sitting in the on the bus or something and like just writing shit. And like it just kept, it was a stream of consciousness that was like coming through me. And I'd never written music before in my life. My dad was a musician.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't have told. I couldn't tell.
But I do have the history of being a DJ. So like I know melodies, I know music. I love singing, but yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna try this new thing. And like I think because I've always been a visual artist, the idea of me being a musical artist just like really scares me. I don't know.
Get out of your head about it.
Yeah.
Put it out.
I feel like all you can do is just.
I know. We just talked about that.
We don't say that on this podcast.
I know, and then I think
There's
of
no
like
such thing.
Cher. I think of Cher.
Oh my God, Cher! I've been watching her movies. She does like.
I saw her live I saw her live in Vegas in 2019.
Yeah.
Best thing I've ever seen. She's amazing.
She's absolutely beautiful.
She's gonna be like 79 this year, something crazy like that, or 76, something insane.
I hope from this podcast
she's still out here fucking doing it.
Marilyn, I hope from this podcast that you get a little bit of ambition to like continue whenever you're ready.
The people want it.
No pressure.
The people want it. No pressure, but the people want it.
It's bigger than you.
So last year, have you guys heard of The Artist Way?
No.
It's a book. It's a book about healing.
The Artist Way.
It's a book about healing artist block. And it was created by, her name is Julia something. And it's kind of like a 12-step program, but to artist recovery. And so there's 12 parts to it. And each part, there's like writing that you have to do, and one of the things is the morning pages. So every morning you wake up and you write 3 pages stream of consciousness, and it's to help you declutter. And it's a really great book. And I was doing it with a group of friends. We got to like the part 11. I haven't finished it, but all of these things started to happen in my life while I was doing this artist healing, and a lot of it is like it's like worksheets and like things like what do you want, how do you picture your future life, like where do you see yourself in 40 years, where do you see yourself in like when you're in your 70s, like what does your house look like, what does your car look like, what does your view look like, what does your routine look like. And there's different things like that you do to like help you get out of like the block. And I started it and I haven't finished it, and I just feel like it's a choice. It's a choice to be blocked, and I know this. I'm aware of it.
You're so aware. You're like over. Like,
it's annoying.
Like, your sage and wisdom is like beyond. Like
nah.
It's like I just feel like no, like to take. I realized this about you when you said like I took this medication because I knew I would get off of it and I just needed it for this time, and then I got off it and I'm like, whoa, like that's like a whole nother
I think I just have
awareness.
like a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And it comes from
life experiences, but
also from yoga practice and meditation and just doing shit and like knowing what works and what doesn't work and trying different things. That's the only way you figure out what's good. Like I don't know. I recently did a weightlifting competition, and never in my life did I think I would be doing something like that, And I was like, I'm gonna do it just to do it because it's something new, and like I want to have a different experience. It went really well. I definitely was like one of the people that lifted the lightest. It was very funny. 7 of my friends came, were cheering me on, and none of the other people that were competing were being cheered on. And like, like when I tell you, there were dudes like deadlifting like 500 fucking pounds.
Wow,
I bet.
And I'm here like with my 150 pounds, like SpongeBob with like the
with a crowd though.
And my friends are like, whoa! And I'm just like, with my teddy bears, and like there's literally like Larry the lobster like right after me, like 500 pounds casually, and I'm just like, woohoo, I got 150 pounds, you know. But it was fun, and it was really cool, and I'm a beginner, so like I can't expect myself to like you know, deadlift 300 pounds on my first competition, but it was cool. It was just very like Curb Your Enthusiasm moment, or like not even Curb. It was just like a very sitcom moment where it's like the one girl lifting the lightest weights had like a whole crowd of friends like cheering her on. Because one of the trainers was like, yeah, invite your friends. And I was like, don't mind if I do. And then like all of my fucking friends come, and no one else has friends there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed.
That must have been so fun though.
It was cute. It was really cool.
That's really cool. Who thinks like a weightlifting competition to like join?
Yeah. But I'm also like really proud of myself because, you know, having to heal my body and like basically taking on a new sport, and then just like I'm just very like all or nothing, like, hey, you want to do this? Sure, why not? Same with like getting punched in the face in front of everyone that I fucking love. It's like, yeah, why not? You know,
you're open to like explore with your body and
drop the music. Yeah, why not?
No.
You just said it. Drop the music. Yeah, why not?
It's different. It's different. Sports are so different.
You're afraid of like blowing up so
big. It's a sport. Dropping the music.
No, it's not even a fear of failure or a fear of success. It's a fear of it's vulnerability. Like it's a level of vulnerability that like I've only shared it with like such a small amount of people, and like it's so vulnerable, and it's like so raw, and it's like shit that like is also kind of cringe. I don't know. The first song from the whole EP is the one that I like the most. It's like the one that sounds super 80s.
I'd listen to it again, maybe later after.
This is the I Want to Get High song?
No, that's the one that I released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only one I've
I
released.
don't remember the first song. I remember if I hear it.
It's the one that goes, I hear you calling out to me.
Oh,
that one.
Out there. That's so hard.
That song's about Spencer.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Wow.
Oh my God.
What's the story?
When we first started dating, oh my God. I actually texted it to him recently, but I had met Spencer a while before we started dating, and so when he asked me out, I was just kind of like over fuckboys, and I was just like, listen, dude, if you just want to like I was like, if this is just another dude that wants to like hook up with me and like not call me back, like I don't want to fucking do that. And so I was like, I'm just not ready for this. Like, let's just be friends. And he was like, all right, cool, it's fine. We hung out as friends a couple times. And then, like, he was really into me. And it freaked me out. And it felt like a reflection of me. And, like, he was, like, giving me the energy that I was always getting and not reciprocating. And I also read this book called Attached right as we started dating. So I was learning about my attachment style.
What is it?
What is your attachment style?
I am, well, in our relationship, I'm secure because he helps me be secure. There are 3 attachment styles. There's the anxious attached, the secure attached, and the avoidant attached. And so anxious attachment styles usually seek out avoidance because they, what's the word? Because they basically... why can't I think? My vocabulary is so trash lately. But basically, like, it reinforces the fears. So you're like, you're stuck in this pattern of like when you were a child, and if you're an anxious attachment style, it's like you needed a lot of attention, and you didn't get it because your parent was avoidant. Then you seek that same thing in relationships. And so the avoidant will also be interested in people with the anxious attachment style, but then they don't want to commit to them because they're like, oh, they're so annoying. Oh, they need me all the time. Like, I'm only going to continue to attract people that are... Anyway, it's a great book. It's called Attached. It helps you...
Secure attachment?
Secure attachment is basically like... I'm like an anxious / secure, and it's funny because I told you earlier that Spencer was detained by the police.
Yeah, what's the story?
So my anxious attachment
I gotta
style is
hear that.
like I need a lot of reassurance, and I just need like communication. And I knew that about myself. So early in the relationship, Spencer was working in the film industry, and he had really long hours. And if I wouldn't hear from him, I would have to remind myself he is at work.
Yeah.
He's not ghosting you. Because I was so used to attracting guys that would ghost me because I was annoying them. Because I was like, me, pay attention to me. Oh, I like you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to hang out with you all the time. And so earlier, Spencer was like running an errand in our neighborhood, dropping off his car to get a tire fixed. We got a nail through our tire. And he was walking back home from the tire shop. And I'm like, that's a 10-minute walk. Like, what the hell is taking this man so long? I'm like, texting him. He's not responding to me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Calls me. He's like, hey, I'm being detained by the police. I can't talk. And hangs up. This is like, it freaked me the fuck out because apparently there was a guy in our neighborhood. Also, his friend said the funniest thing later. Anyway, I'll talk about it in a second. But I was like, there's a guy in our neighborhood that had similar description to Spencer, was breaking into houses and stealing shit.
Damn.
And once they released him, Spencer was telling his friend, and he should have been like, yo, you're like detaining a white dude. Like, you should have known you had the wrong guy off the bat. Because it's not like a good joke, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, you should have known you had the wrong guy. I'm white, you know? But it was the guy that they were after basically had a tattoo on the other side of his neck. So that's how they ended up releasing him. But yeah, dude, my stomach was like, my heart was in my stomach because I was like, oh my God, my fear has realized there is something wrong. Like my anxiousness was like, what's going on? What's taking you so long? It's like reality. I'm being held by the police. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, he got hit by a car. That's why I'm not hearing from him. Like, it's very like.
But like your intuition came through.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's just me being paranoid.
I think I have the same type of attachment style. Because I remember I looked it up. I had like wasn't like
you have anxious attachment.
Yeah, anxious attachment anxiety. I discovered I had it when Tia took a trip to Vegas without me, and like we were like kind of new to LA. We kind of really did everything together. We never really took she never really took like trips like that. Like,
wait, you guys never said how long you've been together? It's been long.
Oh man, okay. We've been together. You want some?
12 years.
What?
Yeah.
So like high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
High school sweethearts, literally.
Yeah, high school sweethearts.
Baby.
Yeah, well, babies.
Mad shit.
Through the mud.
Yeah.
Got it through the gutter.
Great.
Damn, you guys are like each other's person. That's beautiful. I've only been with Spencer for 3 years.
Wow, but he's your person too.
He's my person.
Yeah, you know.
I love that.
Once you know it's your person, you know it's your person. Literally. Sometimes you don't know it's your person, then you have to go through shit, then you're like, that's my person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go through some shit. Yeah, that's them.
That's
them.
Yeah.
So she was in Vegas without you.
Yeah, so she went to Vegas without me, and I was like, this is back when I was working at Amazon. First came to LA, it was like my first job. So like that was already making me crazy depressed.
Yeah, you're literally working for the devil.
And then literally. And then she's out in Vegas. She's not like texting me back quickly enough. I'm picking up my call. I'm trying to
like out with people.
You're on vacation. You're living your best life.
I'm tripping balls. I'm tripping so hard, bro. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Why did you pick up? And then on the stress of working at Amazon, I'm bugging out like 10 o'clock at night in the middle of a random neighborhood. I still got like 20 more stops. I'm like punching the truck. Poof.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
You need to leave that shit.
And then at some point, I don't know if it came to me online or I looked it up or what it was, but I seen it online on Instagram and like I really looked into it and it was just saying like, oh, this is different. How to know if you have ancient attachment anxiety. And it started describing things that I was like, oh yeah, this is me. And so that was one of the things that really kind of put me in check. And then my homegirl Tori, shout out Tori Double Cup if you're watching this, she was on the trip as well. When T came back, me and T had talked about it, whatever, came to understanding. And then Tori had texted me, checking up on me, and I was like, yeah, like me and T talked about it, and like Tori put me in check. She was like, yo, bro, like I'm not trying to be a bitch or nothing, but like you need to put that shit in check.
Sometimes like you need the reality check.
Yeah. Yeah, not type shit.
Perspective.
No, literally,
type shit.
Sometimes
I need that.
You can't be that person.
So like ever since that day,
sometimes I need to get it from somebody else.
Facts.
Yeah. Ever since that day, I was like, okay, like I know what this is. There's a name for it. Like, it's not just me thinking X, Y, Z.
It's like awareness. Awareness is everything.
No, it is.
And having read that book like right in the beginning of a relationship, I was able to not
That's
sabotage
fire.
it.
Yeah, that's fire.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I have secure attachment. Like
if
I
you're
think-
in a secure relationship, you have.
Yeah, I think in the beginning I had avoidant, like in like my relationship style, like where I don't want to deal with it. I just rather just like avoid it, not deal with it. And then like now I realize like being vulnerable is very beautiful, and I like to be that safe space for you to like say how you feel truly. I like really try, like it's something I'm always working on. Like sometimes I react to things. It's like I feel like I'm Latina. I don't know if you can relate. Like we just have that reaction. We're just like fireballs. Like what did you say to me? But like I just really try to keep it on check a lot, and like sometimes if I act that way, my partner like retracts and like gets nervous. So like I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to for you to speak to me how you feel about everything. So I've been working on that a lot, like being a safe space for them to like say how they feel.
It's
to me
important.
without bugging out.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, for real. So I've been working on a lot. I think I'm secure attachment now. I'm pretty good at it, not reacting as much.
It's beautiful.
Latina fire be strong. Though.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, before we close, is there any announcements or anything you'd like to let the people know? Or?
There's a beautiful book coming out. She's publishing herself.
I mean, it's the same book. It's just a new version of it, but nothing. I don't know.
What is in the near future for Marilyn? If not like
What is
any
it?
creative
Probably
wise
more
or
weight training
I
stuff.
love that.
weight training?
Yeah.
Fire. Do you have any goals with that?
Maybe I'll get my personal training certification. I tried to get it in 2019, right before Spencer and I started dating, and I failed a test by like 3 questions, and I was just like defeatist attitude, and I was like, it's not meant to be, and didn't do it. But I really do love fitness, and I love helping people, so maybe I will get my personal training certification, but that's more of like a personal thing, just for fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even just like have the certification just to have it. But nothing for me in the future. I don't think I'll be releasing the
Anything?
EP. Sorry.
It's okay. We can talk about that
When I'm
off-
ready.
off the-
When I'm ready.
Yeah, we talk
Maybe
about
I'll do
that.
it for my
overall.
40th birthday, dude. That'll give me enough time to do it like Beyonce, you know.
Okay, I like that.
Give me 4 years to like film everything, and then like never release anything else ever again, like music wise.
You'd be a legend.
For
That's
real.
iconic. Because it's like a rarity, you know? It's a rarity.
Yeah, I just feel like some things are like moments in time, you know.
Yeah, I feel that
And
way.
like it bums me out when like an artist will have like the best album, and then the next album is a flop album, because the music industry is a fucking machine.
Yeah, literally. Like
And
Frank
like think
Ocean
that's
dropped
also
one thing.
my fear with releasing music is like the pressure of like releasing more, and like people being bummed out, or I don't know. It's just a lot of expectations. I mad respect to recording artists. Like I just don't have it in me, right? At least not right now.
Yeah. I love that it's not a right now. I love
At
that
least
it's not
right
no
now. Yeah,
forever.
'cause it could always change in the future.
Yeah.
You never know. The same way, like you had certain perspectives, like on getting tattoos when you were younger, and you reached into a new age, and it changed.
Yeah.
You could reach into a new age, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna drop all this shit. Fuck
I
that.
just literally never want to perform in front of people.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Maybe it could be like an intimate crowd.
we're gonna make it happen. It's all good.
How bad is laser?
You fucking with the right
removal
one.
for 1 to 10.
Well, after having a kid, like pain
Oh,
tolerance is so different. But it's pretty it's uncomfortable. But it's not like, oh my god, it's uncomfortable, I want to die, like child labor is. It's more like,
Fuck.
oh, this is uncomfortable, I want it to stop, and it smells disgusting.
Oh, laser?
Yeah, you're like
Oh.
burning. It's a laser. It's like burning your skin.
Ooh. I heard childbirth feels like you're shitting, puking, and like about to die at like the same time.
Childbirth feels like nothing that you can imagine, and it's also super fucking psychedelic.
It has to be because your body has to come up with those.
I was in
chemicals,
labor
right?
for 3 days, totaling
3 days?
69 hours. I went into labor on a Monday. I had ghost on a Thursday.
Wow.
Put it into perspective.
Wow. And you did it in a pool, right?
I tried
In your
to,
crib?
and what
Did you have to go to the hospital at the end?
happened was, my last day in labor, I kept telling my midwife, like, I have to pee, but I can't pee. I feel like I have to pee, but I can't pee. And I'd been pushing and pushing and pushing, and my contractions were like literally like 30 seconds apart, and they would last for like 3 minutes. And when you're contracting, your stomach gets hard, like porcelain hard. Like the contraction is your uterus hardening to push the baby out.
Wow.
And so it's like, imagine your stomach so fucking hard, like a bathtub. It's as hard as a fucking bath. Like it's hard. Like it's porcelain hard.
Wow.
And you have to breathe through it, and at the same time your body is naturally trying to push a child out, and 10 centimeters dilated is literally from here to here. So your vagina is open this big.
Wow. Oof.
For the little head to come out.
Wow.
And yeah, all of your muscles, everything is just like trying to get them out. My bladder was so full it created a pillow around Ghost's head. So after every really long contraction, he would get sucked back in because he didn't have enough room to come out. I ended up having to go to the hospital. They put a catheter in me, which makes it very difficult for me to hold my bladder for long periods of time.
I bet. You have to do Kegels?
Yeah, but I'm always going to pee myself a little bit.
Oh my God.
For the rest of my life. Like, it's just part of, like, once you have a kid naturally, like, you're always going to pee yourself a little bit. It sucks. Like, sometimes I change my underwear several times a day because it just smells like pee and it's, like, not controllable. There's just always a little bit of pee. You can do. It sucks.
It is what it is.
And for, like, the first year postpartum, I would wear panty liners because there'd be so much pee in my underwear. Like,
wow.
Yeah. But yeah, they put the catheter in me. I got an epidural because I had been in labor for 65 hours at that point.
Wow.
Where I was just like, I haven't slept in 3 days. Like, just fucking kill me and take the kid out. Like,
did they want to do a C-section on you? They didn't give that as
I
an
didn't
option?
need to because I was so dilated. Because he was ready to come out, but my bladder was too full.
Your body wasn't
I
ready
had
for
a
him to
liter
release
and
it?
a half of water.
That's like that.
So
whole
a liter
bottle.
of Coke.
That's like that whole thing.
This is 3.6. No, this is 2 liters. So
half. That's crazy.
More than half, like this much urine in my bladder.
Wow.
It could have burst.
Literally. It's just like a balloon.
Yeah. So once they emptied me out, they let me sleep for an hour because I had the epidural so I could sleep through the contractions, and then I pushed him out naturally. I pulled his head out too.
Yeah, like
it was like
get out of here!
Like Courtney.
Spencer was literally like holding my leg up. He was like standing right here, holding my leg up. The other leg is like up like this, and Mans is falling asleep. And I'm like, dude, you can't fall asleep. I'm literally pushing your child. I haven't slept in 3 days. I'm the one that's
you
like,
think you get to sleep?
Mans is falling asleep. I'm losing it, and the first thing he says is, "Oh shit, he's blonde." And I'm like, what? And so the doctor's like, all right, he's coming out. Do you feel his head? And I felt it, and it wasn't my vagina. But also I had an epidural at that point, so I wouldn't have known. I was like, oh, that feels like a head, yeah. And then I pulled him out, and I just see this little tiny man, and then they like take him, and I'm like, where are you taking him? And they're like, we're just wiping him, and then like they brought him to me.
He's like laid on your chest and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cute.
It was like Spencer was crying.
That is so cute.
Yeah. And I was just like, and then after you push the baby out, you have to push out the placenta.
Yeah. Did you eat
as
it?
soon as the placenta left my body, I felt normal. Because all of those hormones, everything is in the fucking placenta. I was like, oh, I feel like myself again. I was a demon when I was pregnant.
Yeah,
I was
you're
an
mean.
asshole.
You're an asshole? Fuck. Damn.
So I understand why he doesn't want.
Did you work out?
I didn't because it was COVID.
Oh.
All the gyms, everything was closed. But I also got so sick. I had to go to the hospital several times in my first and second trimester to get IVs for dehydration and low blood sugar. I lost 12 pounds my first trimester.
Wow.
So I started at 118 pounds, went down to 106 pounds, and then went back up. And I think at full term, I was 145 pounds, which is still like,
yeah, it's nothing.
Not that much weight when you think of like how much water weight you put on, the baby, the placenta. Also, your body makes twice as much blood when you're pregnant. That's why pregnant women are always fucking hot.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's all. After you have the baby too, I was just telling my friend this. She's like due next week. you sweat a lot because you retain a lot of water your last day. The first 3 days after giving birth, like the bed was fucking wet. Like it was soaked. It was, I'd like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I have never sweat so much in my life.
More than hot yoga? Wow.
Like a hot yoga class, but for doing nothing.
Wow.
Just wet. Had to change the sheets, like sleep like with towels on the bed. Yeah,
wow,
it's
that's what
gnarly.
they don't tell you, huh?
Yeah, no, there's a lot they don't tell you. They don't tell you about hemorrhoids, but that's for another day.
Would you ever be a doula?
Nah.
Help woman?
No. And I don't like to see people in pain. That's why I didn't want to be a tattoo artist either.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, 'cause
And like
they're in
it's a pain that leads to like the most beautiful love of your life, but it's still fucking painful and it's hard to see people in pain. I think that's why it was really challenging for Spencer, and my sibling was with me too.
Aw.
And yeah, I think they just had a really hard time like seeing me like literally like suffering
Yeah.
for days.
Wow. She said I was a demon.
No, like literal hormone demon.
Yeah.
Like poor Spencer, bless his heart.
Yeah. He
Shout out
must
Spencer.
love you so much.
I was
like,
so mean
dealing
to him
with
when I
you.
was pregnant. Oh my god.
You're gonna make it up now. I bet
Shout
you
out
make it up in
Spencer.
beautiful ways now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't put up with a lot of the shit that. I'm kidding. He's great.
Shout out Spencer.
Yeah. Shout out.
And do you have any last words, stories, or anything before we close?
No, check me out, healingwithdivinity.com. I have yoni steam, sea moss, herbal tea, pre-rolls.
I love the gestures you have, man.
And I'm going to yoga school on the 29th of April.
Hell yeah.
I'm being a
Fire.
yin yoga instructor.
Oh, I love yin yoga. That's the
yeah,
best.
I'm really excited about
I'll
it.
come take your class.
Yeah?
Actually,
I'll be
Love
honored.
that.
Spencer and I's first friend date, we did a hot yoga class together
Love
at Moto.
Really? Moto yoga? I like that. It's very
The one
cabin-y
in-
there.
Yeah, the one in
hmm
Echo Park.
I would love for you to take my class.
Hell
I'll put
yeah,
you
I
on my
love
list.
yin. The
Hey.
gym that I work out at, they have yoga classes, and I really like the yin yang classes.
Ooh.
Those
Like
are
they have
great
it both
because it's
together?
like it'll be like a class where like the first half of it is the yin yang, so like you're like moving, and then the second half of it is yin, and it's like you basically fall asleep. It's so nice.
Wow, that's really
But
nice.
I should definitely do more yin yoga, especially with weightlifting. There's so much contraction. I need to do
Nice
more
balance.
like
stretching.
release it, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be like a
That's
month.
amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. I actually like won it. So, cause like I work at the yoga studio,
Mhm.
and if you do the 30-day challenge where you do yoga every day for 30 days, you have like a chance to win it. And I was like, I really want. I was
Raffle.
like telling everyone.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, and like I won. I was like, yeah. So I'm excited. Like
How many hours of training?
It's 60 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like every weekend for like a month and a half. Or I think it's just like a month. And I'm excited for this journey. Then after that, I'm going to herb school to learn more about herbs.
Cool.
Damn.
And then
My
I'll probably take a
doula is an
break.
herbalist.
Is she?
The girl that was my doula, yes, and Mia.
I want to give a natural
I'll
birth
send you
whenever
her
I decide.
Instagram. She's got 3 kids. She's
She probably gave them birth all natural.
yeah. I mean, that family, they're just like stunning.
Yeah, beautiful. Those herbs.
She's like black and Asian, so she's just like
That's beautiful.
Wow,
stunning.
It's a
okay.
good mix.
yeah.
It's a beautiful mix.
But yeah, that family, those babies, they are so effing cute.
Yeah.
And she's a herbalist / doula.
Mm.
But I could see you being a doula too.
I think about it.
You need someone
sometimes.
with like your vibes, like someone calm, like nurturing when you're in labor.
Yeah, I bet. Because it's just like, well, I want to see people in pain like that too.
If you're a nurturer, if you like to care for people, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I
it's a
could.
part of it.
She
There's so
just
many
like a lot of it is breathing too, and I think
Breathing
my experience
exercises.
with that was really helpful because like
Yeah.
I knew how to breathe, and like labor is all breathing,
It is, huh?
tapping into it, and just like she kept just
that's
reminding me
beautiful.
like take a deep breath, okay, exhale. Like
You really want to give your birth probably more natural, like at home, huh? Than like going to the hospital?
I wanted to be with family, and
Mm.
since it was COVID, like just the hospitals were crazy. Everything was still so uncertain, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to give birth alone, but luckily
Mhm.
Spencer was with me.
Yeah, that sucks doing that shit alone. I'm glad
A
that
lot
you
of
didn't have
people
to
did,
do that.
especially in early COVID,
Nah,
like
fuck
March,
that.
April.
I'd be like, go test them right now. Like they don't have COVID. Like,
Yeah.
It's rough.
I know.
Well, shit. Thank you, Divinity,
Thank
for
you.
today's Silk Talk.
Mhm.
It was lit. As always, you're an amazing co-host.
Thank you.
It's an honor. You're looking very beautiful tonight.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go home and take care of the business, baby. Get your
Yeah,
fine
I'm gonna
ass.
make a baby tonight.
All the baby talk. We're gonna have to make a baby ourselves.
Don't do it till you're ready.
No.
Huge
not.
shout out to Marilyn. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to fucking meet you IRL.
Thanks for letting me not shut up.
I loved
for letting
every
me
second of
blab.
it. I
Me
loved
too.
it, all of it. We'll definitely have to come back and do it again
This was
sometime.
fun.
You're a great
yeah.
guest to have.
Yeah, you're a very great
You're
guest to
very
have. And I
nurturing.
feel like we talked about a lot of things that a lot of people are going to be able to take away and learn from. And
I learned
you know,
a lot from you.
it's
This
dope.
podcast was very educational for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
I learned
I'm
like
glad.
so you have such cool different perspectives on things that like
Yeah,
I would have never
I do
thought.
love them.
Because like I feel like we're such in a mindset on like this is not right, this is right, this is wrong, but like I love the whole balance aspect of
Gray
life.
area. I feel like in life we need to try to live more in the gray area, and it's something that I struggle with.
The gray area.
But yeah.
It's
Wow.
taking one day at a time.
Period.
Yeah, for real.
Y'all hear that, y'all viewers out there? Taking one day at a time. I'm your host, Honor the Deity. And this is Silk Talk Podcast, episode 3.
Hey.
Shout out Marilyn. Shout out my beautiful
Shout out
co-host,
Marilyn.
Divinity.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for
Um,
having me. You guys are great.
BKOSEASON.com. Make sure you go there, cop some things. We out now. We live now. If you support us, BKOSeason.com.
Oh my god, it's my bedtime.
It's Marilyn's bedtime. We
Marilyn's
closing out.
bedtime now.
If you watching this, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, share, so we can continue to bring these amazing guests and have these amazing conversations. HealingWithDivinity.com. What is the promo code?
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
20% off anything.
20% off anything off the
On the
store
store.
with HealingWithDivinity.com. Everything is in the caption of this live stream on YouTube. And yeah, share this. Tell someone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We love
Be
you
more
guys.
of
We hope you guys have a fantastic night.
And be safe.
Be safe. Until next time.
Hey.
Peace.
Fire. That was so beautiful.
Oh my god, I have to pee so much again.
You know what the bathroom is?
No.
All right.